to soul. Beep, 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 beep. When in the, hey, drop it like it's hard, drop it like it's hard, drop it like it's hard. Hey, drop it like it's hard, park it like it's hard, park it like it. If then got an attitude, drop it like it, park it like it, drop it like it. I got my hands in the phone when I'm, hi, good evening. How are you? How are you doing? We need music. It's gonna be a great night on Good News Travel Fast. I promise you that. Hey, okay. So you did it. You made it through your Tuesday doings. If Monday is no fun day and Wednesday's hump day, well, what do we call Tuesday? Get past the blues day? You plus me equals we? No. Sleepy snooze day? Maybe? What about a good news day? A good news travels fast day? How about that? Hey, of course, you saw the title, Timeline Tuesday. We call it a Timeline Tuesday. Plus a State of the Association, I'd like to call it, address. I'm going to address you and give you my thoughts on the State of the Association. And yes, that is happening, coinciding with the State of the Union address being in the backdrop. Why should you care about that? I will try my best to be respectful of all parties involved. I know that you come here to get away, but I feel it's my duty to pull you back in and remind you that there are many things going on, including the world of sports. We will wave goodbye to a show that was, changed the whole game when it came to sports talk. That would be Around the Horn is coming to a close. So I've got so many things that I want to bring to you. So many things. So I guess what's most important that I do is start the show.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Good news. Good news.
We are having that combination. Jesus Christ. We can't run.
Yay! I'm so glad to see you. It's been too long. It's been too long and I'm lost without you. And I've been missing you. Said I've been needing you, wanting you, wondering if you're the same and who's still with you. Is your heart still mine? I wanna cry sometimes. I miss you. Yeah. Appreciate it. Welcome. Hello. Hi, how are you?
Way to go. Neato, gang.
We're back.
And super duper. That's nice. That is good news. I'll be honest. Congrats.
That is good news. Conga is in the house.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Another day, another in a broken country. Yeah, man, my how the mighty have fallen. My how the mighty have fallen. There's no way in the world I wasn't going to stream tonight. There was no way in the world I was going to stream tonight and not address the State of the Union address, but I'll try not to bore you guys with it. Make it fun, because I think that there are some parallels that can be drawn between the state of the NBA as an association, for those of us who care about basketball. I mean, it could go wider, the state of our sports world in general. It could get wider. That could get wide. I could get obtuse with it. And the State of the Union address. I think that there are some parallels there that can be drawn. And you know me, y'all who are here with me know me well enough to. I'm damn sure not gonna act like it's not happening. That's not gonna happen. So if you were easily offended, if politics is just something, it's just a bridge too far, it's something that you can't bear, I thank you for popping in. I appreciate your not wanting to be a part of the proceedings, and I welcome seeing you again when you decide to rejoin us again. Otherwise, join the conversation, man. It's going to be wild. It's not going to be that wild. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting. Before we do any of that, though, I do want to bid a fond farewell. I saw this. Did you guys know that Around the Horn was coming to a close? I didn't know this. Around the Horn. This is a perfect time because let's see. POTUS has yet to be announced yet, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. I am going to pipe in the State of the Union address again. If it bothers you, we're going to do a little watch along together. And when he'll go over time. We know that he's not going to keep it concise. When he starts rambling, we'll pipe out. No big thrill. You don't have to run from it. For those of you who don't know how this goes, we talk about it all here. We welcome all opinions. Every opinion is welcome. There is no right or wrong opinion. So you know what I'm saying? I haven't watched ESPN yeah. You know what, Conga? This is interesting only because this show to me kind of marks the last time ESPN was relevant in the sports conversation. And when you think about it, Around the Horn, Tony Reale, who was the stat boy for Pardon the Interruption, when he was and I guess I draw some affinity toward the show because my career on air kind of followed in the stat boy Tony Reale, the off-camera producer gets his opportunity. That's kind of the path that took me right along, out of a bay, cutting highlights and into the sports talk world, both on TV and radio. So I do draw some parallels in my own life with that. And this was the first show that I think was kind of an open-ended, fun panel type show. Everything before Around the Horn was real kind of stodgy and kind of stuffy. And to Conga's point, this show, when it rose to its preeminence, for those of us from Denver, we all know that Woody, I was about to say Harrelson. What the fuck is Woody's last name? We all know Woody was a centerpiece on the show for forever. And yeah, it just, I think, just think about how much in that 20 years that you're talking about, Conga, think about how much just sports media has changed over that 20 years. What it damn do, Fish and Woody Page. Thank you, Andon.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
What it damn do. Hey, Fishin', I wanna cop to you that I did see your tweet. That Friday show, I had some other things going on. I decided to take a digital detox. I don't know if you guys knew last week, I completely forgot that there was an alignment of the 7 planets. And I just took the day. I just was like, nah, today I need a digital detox. So I kind of bowed out of all media. I did see your tweet, and you know, those who said that the Nuggets would go to Detroit and handle their business. And then you were one of those. You said that they were going to win that game. You guys are right. I, however, was right that they would go and fumble it on Sunday. Although I think we all thought that. I think I remember that being kind of the consensus, is that they would not perform well on Sunday. And although Sunday's game in Boston down the stretch played better during this State of the Association address, I do want to address for once and for all this Nuggets franchise, what I think they represent in the association. We got all kinds of questions we could ask. Who is the who's the face? You know, there's a lot of things that we can talk about when it comes to the State of the Association. I want to keep a close eye on. Okay, so we got the arrival of some cabinet members. We see, you know, the president-elect's HHS, or what did they give Bobby Jr. Health administrator guy? He's walking down the aisle. There are people, many dignitaries entering. There goes Pete Hegseth, the new defense DevSec. It's going to be interesting. So we're going to parallel the two things as they go. But I did want to give deference to and pay homage to Around the Horn. Who was your favorite Around the Horn guy? Did you watch the Around the Horn? Did you care? What is this?
Welcome back to the show where chicken salad is our middle name. Today, Shannon Sharp's Big Yap, their slump, and the big bat of Barry Bonds. All of their national crew, let's check them out. At the Los Angeles Times, it's Bill Plaschke.
We got a big yap on the show, and it ain't me.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Plaschke.
Hello,
There
Woody
he is.
Page.
There go Woody Page.
Oh, God. Come on, get out of here.
I worked with Woody Page for a little while.
Knows it's Tim
Kalashaw.
Tim, and I've got a secret.
Yes, and what's that, Tim?
A secret. I can't tell
You're
you.
not telling? Come on.
Oh,
Look what's a secret if you don't tell. At the Chicago Sun-Times, it's Jay Mariotti.
Oh man, this was the Mariotti, Page, Kalashaw. That was a good foursome. The show itself I thought was, Woody is a Colorado treasure. I worked for him for a while when we were at Mile High Sports Radio. Me and Brandon Cristal hosted a show with Peter Burns, and Woody would come through, and he was on the same sort of path that we were on. We had this Denver Post Mile High Sports Radio thing, and I really got to know Woody over that time, and I learned a lot from him. And I don't know, man. This show, like, when you guys think about, when we think about it, when you put it in perspective, think about how sports in and of itself has changed since. And this is a good place to jump off, because there's this whole conversation about being the face of the league. This is a great place to let me make sure that I keep an eye. I want to keep one eye on what's going on with the State of the Union address. There's this big conversation being had about who's the face of the league, and then Woody and Skip created morning debate. Abso-fucking-lute. Thank you. We went from highlights and that's Stuart Scott, and you know what I mean. Like, we went from that version of sports talk to with the inception of shows like this, Cold Pizza. We went from that to this debate platform, you know what I mean? Heavy debate platform, heavy on the personalities. This is when I do believe that writers and reporters decided that they too wanted to be center stage in the sports debates, and it changed the landscape of sports media and drove us toward where we're at today, where you got guys. This was so shocking to me. I was watching, I might go to it, but I think I can make the point without showing it. I was watching Gil's Arena, which I watch daily. I think it's a great show. Not just because I think the talk is great. I just like the dynamic. I do like the dynamic. Here's one thing that's changed about sports coverage. When these shows were running, when ESPN was relevant, athletes didn't have a voice of their own. They were at the behest of those that covered them. And we didn't have a voice even. All this stuff kind of predates Twitter. Think about it. Twitter might have just been coming along. Like, the world of media consumption, and most importantly for our purposes, sports consumption, media consumption, has changed so drastically. Think about when this show started 20 years ago. A president could only address the nation via State of the Union address, when media, he couldn't just pick up his phone and tweet to the nation. Think about how far we've come in 20 years. Was it? Around the Horn was a podcast before there were oh yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. And that to me in and of itself says so much about where we're at in both sides. Call it whatever you want. Let's call it media for right now. But if you're talking about on the sports side, let me see what Fishin says here. Are you going to say Ant can't be the face of the league because he doesn't see or pay? No, I'm not going to say that. Jim Rome was out there. Like, think about, like, Jim Rome got into fights. He got, remember Steve Everett took a run at Jim Rome because Jim Rome was mean. You know what I mean? And was calling him Chris Everett, right? And that was just mean. That was, Jim Rome was a shock jock. Think about that world. You think that era of athlete could have survived in today's landscape? We have come light years in 20 years. In 20 years, we have seen the landscape of media change so drastically that guys don't, like, for instance, Ant 5 is like, fuck that face of the league shit. And I don't think it has anything to do really with the pressure of being good enough to have the weight on his shoulders. They'd love to be known as the Michael Jordan face of the league if all it came with was praise. But now it's just coming from all sides. The critique and the tenor amongst at least NBA athletes is that the current climate is mean. Remember a couple weeks ago after the All-Star game, KD's like, fans don't ever have anything good to say. Well, your product shit. So that's what's going to happen. And people have more a voice now than we've ever had, more access, more the ability to reach guys with your real thoughts and opinions that fans have really kind of always had, but you could only yell it from the stands. So there was this insulation for the fans. I mean, for the athletes. Well, it's not like that anymore. And controlling a locker room, or when I say controlling a locker room, I mean controlling the media for athletes. Trust me, having been in the media and seen how these guys are loath to want to piss off the guys that they cover. Because one, you got to be a man's man to write some shit about a guy, right? Like Mark Kisler. I always give Kiz credit for this, whether I've agreed with his opinions or not. Kiz will write some shit in the paper, and then he's going to be in the media scrum. And he's going to look the person in the eye who he wrote that about. And he's going to take on the challenge of that tough moment when these people who are revered to us at times, they seem superhuman to us, look back at you and they give you the Jamal Murray treatment. And most media members wilt under that pressure. Because what we're talking about is the convergence of the nerds and the jocks. Right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about this intersection where the nerds and the jocks meet. And there is a parallel that can be drawn there between what we're seeing right now in our country. The nerds who used to have a cudgel over the president, even if only because of decorum. And there was only one way that you were going to get your message out if you were president back in the day. You had to go through the media. They don't have to do that anymore. And you know who broke that? The guy who was 45 and now is 47. Isn't that crazy? When you think about like the world, let's see what's happening here. I think they're announcing. Here he comes. Let me see. Oh, here we go, you guys. And these were the only times when we would hear from a president would be in these situations. It goes with Melania. Much, her face is very well drawn. Have to be get a new $26 million. Think about the State of the Union this year. There is no opposition sitting behind him. So if you guys remember the famous moment when Nancy Pelosi ripped up the speech, there will be none of that because the House and the Senate are both controlled by the pubs, the reps. All right, we'll let him make that long walk. I'm not going to waste any of your time with that. Just look at it. So it's like, let's get to this face before we get to the State of the Union, before we listen to some of the President-elect's remarks. What do you guys think about Ant 5 saying he doesn't want to be the face of the league? Number one. Number two, what do you think about the current face of the league supporting that? Look at LeBron. LeBron is, I don't know, man. I don't know about this guy. I'm not so sure. Like, I know that I am the quintessential LeBron hater.
The conversation that surrounds your game to you and the stars in the league. What about it is significant? Because I try to dismiss.
This was LeBron James on the 1st of March. All right. And so here we go.
As it relates to us, but I'm not you all. What matters to you?
Yeah. What matters to me when it comes to my generation and the younger generation that's in our league now is that, I mean, we play it for the love of the game. You know, we're not out here cheating the game. You know, we putting the grind in, we putting the time in. You know, we've always, you know, gave up and gave props to the generation that came before us. Always big them up because we know without them it would not have been us. And we're just trying to carry on tradition. You know, my generation, me, Steph, KD, Russ, you know, James, Kawhi, you know, the rest of our crew. And then we got the younger generation that's doing their thing as well. So, you know, we love what we do. And it's a responsibility for all of us to continue to press the game, push the game in a positive factor for all our fans all over America and all over the world, because it's the best, most beautiful game in the world. You know, when you watch basketball, you're basically listening to music. You're listening to jazz music, R&B music, rap music, hard, heavy metal music, everything essential with that. So, you know, it's a beautiful game. We're all in a position to play this game, and we're here for a reason. But, you know, we don't never take it for granted. So I hope everybody see that when we hit the floor.
Now, that's a very conflicting message from this one that he gave days before that.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but like, I don't know. Why do you want to be the face of the league when all the people that, you know, that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? You have that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that, you know, I don't know. But Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. He couldn't say it no better. But Ant said he don't want it. I mean, obviously, I didn't ask for it. But I knew there was.
LeBron saying he didn't ask for the face of the league thing. You're wearing Michael Jordan's jersey number, bro. You stole Michael Jordan's chalk celebration. You said that your goal was to replace Jordan as the greatest of all time. And you're saying you didn't ask for it? You've been doing nothing but asking for it from the beginning of your career. And it was basically handed to you.
Responsibility for me, not only to my family, my friends, my community, and whoever that was going to follow my journey throughout my career. Not only in Ohio when I started there, but all over America and all over the world when I traveled all over the world. So I've always taken that seriously and understood from the beginning what being a professional was all about and being a role model was all about.
I'm going to pause that so we can get to the guy. Here he goes. This guy. We're going to get back to face of the league shit. I just want to hear what some of this man's comments are going to be. You know what'll be surprising to me one day is when the president steps to the mic and says, that's the first time I think I've ever seen Melania smile. Whenever a guy steps to the league, the State of the Union, it's fucked up, y'all. It's really fucked up back here. It's not going well. Whoever says that, whoever says the state of our union is fucked. We are so screwed. Oh, you guys, it's worse than you. It's worse than you. Aliens? Epstein? Oh, you have no idea. The state of our union is we are fucked. I need some help up here. You guys, can we put a poll together? What should I do first? What should I do last? When's the guy who's going to do that? When does that come? When does the guy step to the media and he goes, the state of our union is it's not going well. See, here's the thing. It's the way that our bank accounts are set up. See, our checking account collectively and our savings account, they're just not really, you know what I mean? The state of our union is help. Motherfucker, please, somebody give me a goddamn, say something. I don't know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Let's see. Here we go.
It's a great honor. Thank you.
Good race.
Much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
Don't do it, Dante. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, no, very true. Very true. Very true. Melania, isn't she? Isn't she nice? It's
of the
beautiful.
United States Congress, thank you very
Give
much.
me the remedy. You know.
To my fellow
I want to thank the whole hood who
citizens,
came out here. I love y'all.
He said America's back. Man. Does it feel like it's back to you? No, I'm just asking. Does it feel back? It feels something. I don't know back. Back to what? Oh, the USA cheers. I love the USA cheers. We're back, mate. Mortimer, we're back.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America.
What does that mean?
From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action.
It's been swift and it's been unrelenting and action-packed. Coop's in the house.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
I'm a nice accomplished in 4 years or 8 years. And we are
With you, Timothy, thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, when I try and run them concerned, it won't. I'll try to measure my window. Love the hood for producing while I'm there. I love you.
I returned to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
For whom?
The American dream is unstoppable.
Remember when your guy was like, what was the guy?
The world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. It's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
This is where they get the dunk. You know what I mean? When you do get a sweep like what the red got, and it was a red wave for real, there's gonna be some dunking. Let's listen for the substance.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Oh, they're fighting. This is like WWE. By the way, we have to talk about the John Cena heel turn. We have to talk about the John Cena heel turn. Who had that on their bingo card? Because I didn't see that coming. I did not see John Cena coming into the bad guy.
And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
You guys, Nick Linden doesn't know where he showed up. Nick Linden, you are that guy.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Nick Linden.
I'm a nice worker.
Welcome to the party, pal. We welcome all, and I welcome all of your critiques. Yo, brother, you can calm it down. We get it. You voted for Trump. You guys, the hood. Listen, I don't give a fuck what side you ride with. If you think if you think the duopoly is here to serve you, I leave you to those. I leave you to that assumption. Okay, let me let him talk. Let me let him talk.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your
Wait.
seat, sir.
Hold on. I think you mean substance. You got no sustenance. No, I ate, brother. I ate earlier. Nick, let me help you with something. Let me help you with something, brother. Let me help you with something. You have every right in the world to believe, to support, but if you lead with acrimony, you'll never know. What I'm telling you is you don't know the company that you're in. All right. I don't really fall to either side of the I don't fall to either side. I fall right down the middle. I am a believer that the duopoly serves none of us. So just, hey, dunk the basketball, do whatever you feel. Just understand that, somebody's getting booted. Do whatever serves you best. You know what I mean? If that helps your life, if you like it, brother, I love it. I'm just telling you because it's my show. I love this guy. Then why you talking? Because it's my show. You're here with me, bro. You don't have to be here. You said what? It's not a political stream. Listen, this is my stream. You feel me? This is my stream that you poked into, which you're welcome. Please stay because I love a round conversation. I'm gonna throw a link up if you want to even come on, and if you even want to come on, I'll throw a link up and you can come in here. Yeah, you're welcome. All are welcome, brother. I love this guy. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let me let him.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most
Nick,
successful
it'll be
in the
you gotta
history of our
hold on.
nation.
You're not producing the show.
By many. And what makes it even more
Well, I
impressive
believe
is
he'll be
that
on in the morning if you
you know
want to
who
show
number
up.
2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and border patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever. They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden,
Nick,
the
trust me,
worst
I got you.
president in
You're not
American
producing
history,
it. You're just here
there
for the
were
ride, brother.
hundreds of
And
thousands
I
of
promise
illegal
you'll have your
crossings a
chance to
month.
speak. I
And
promise
virtually
you.
all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here.
She's made so much
It's very
money.
sad.
She's made so much money. What you
And
want
it
to do is
just
try and
shouldn't
get
be
into
this
the room.
way. So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again. Every day, my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs.
That's my
America deserves.
that's
And
been my
we're doing
sentiment
it.
for a while.
This
My
is a
sentiment
time
for a while
for
has
big
been
dreams
guys
and
like
bold
Nick,
action.
and
Upon taking office,
Nick,
I
whether you mean
impose
harm or not, it
an
doesn't.
immediate freeze
Either
on
way,
all federal
guys like
hiring,
Nick have
a
decided
freeze
that
on
this
all
is
new
football,
federal regulations,
and
and a
that
freeze
there
on
is
all
a
foreign
zero-sum
aid.
win for one side that doesn't equate to a loss for everyone or a win for everyone. And my only hope is that over the course of time, what everyone will realize is that the people united can never be defeated. Meaning that if you look at the duopoly, Republican or Democrat, and you believe that either side is there to serve your purpose, I just ask you to look again. That's all I say. I'd ask you to examine your life, not the proverbial one, not the wins that you get when you not the wins that you get when you feel like, my side won, my guys won, like Drake versus Kim. Like, what win did you actually get? That would be the question that I'd ask everybody. And then when we start asking ourselves, like last Friday, that whole thing that people did when there's like, we won't spend any money. But they had kind of prepared themselves for that over COVID, right? They knew what it would be like a day without spending. So what damage really could that have done? What message were we really able to send corporate America by taking a day off of spending in a consumer-based economy? Like, come on, you know what I mean? So it becomes one of those things that is, I think the wins are so trivial that guys, I'm sorry, Nick, you're just showing up as the quintessential guy, so I don't mean to bang on you, but guys like Nick think that coming in here and dunking on me improves your situation or makes this man's administration any better or worse than what it is. And that's where people's civic mind is at. People's civic mind is football. People's civic mind is, well, if you don't give a F, why so serious then, Gus? Why so serious? If you don't give an F, why come in with so much vitriol, bro? So that's my thing. And I'm like, I'm really a power to the people person. I'm a libertarian at heart. And I just believe that where our power lies is not in elected officials. It's really in eventually you have to have representatives to go up there and do the job, unless we're going to have full scale overturn and then figure out a new form of government. But I am a believer that until the divisions between us, I don't give a damn. I don't care for him. I didn't care for his predecessor. I didn't care for the person that he ran against before that, or the guy that was in office before that. Again, listen, use your ear. Libertarian. At best, you could call me a moderate. At best, you could call me a moderate. Because I don't believe in the duopoly. You know what I mean? I think if you only have two parties, then you really have no choice. That's me. Now, Nick, I believe you're a Raider fan. Okay, hold on. Let me let this dude talk. I was here talking to that guy.
Renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again.
And we will call the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Not really.
We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military. And our country
I stand. And when you think it's raining, that's me standing. You feel me? Always remember Y'all goofballs are in here with me.
We believe that whether you are
Thank
a
God.
doctor, an accountant, a
and
lawyer,
fishing.
or an
We used to see.
air traffic
Listen, I got to
controller,
see behind the curtain.
you should be
I got to
hired
see
and
behind the curtain.
promoted based
Your
on
girl
skill and competence, not
is a
race
saint.
or gender.
Your lady
Very
is
important.
a saint. We can rob them. We can rob them.
You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and
I applaud
female.
that.
I also signed an
Because I
executive
sit when
order
I pee.
to ban men from playing in women's sports.
I applaud that. Put the nonsense to rest, brother.
Three years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side and ending her athletic career. It was a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it. Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
That's exactly how that could be. Look at Title IX was created. Title IX in general was created to protect women's interest in sport. So the thing that we've been enduring or watching happen for the last 5-10 years has set. I think it had the exact opposite effect that I think compassionate people who call themselves women's rights advocates. It's set it back.
At what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours. It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
Nancy was dead. Nancy was dead.
What I've just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families.
Somebody chuckled.
As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again.
I think a large part of it, and like I was saying, like even with the parallel that I was drawing earlier between the NBA, the state of the NBA, the state of the association, and this current thing that we're all witnessing is in both cases, I think that there has been an abdication of the most important part of the constituency of their power. In the NBA's case, it's like, I feel like front offices, GMs, and coaches have failed the sport more than the players. Front offices from the aspect that it's just like, you got a bunch of kids who you've given hundreds of millions of dollars to, and you're expecting those kids, whether it's, Anthony Edwards, whomever, to just by virtue of what they can do on the court, which, may or may not be up to snuff with what their predecessor did as professionals. Like the vet, whether or not Charles Oakley or, name the vet, that you like, Dale Davis. Whether or not those guys could hoop alongside Jordan didn't matter. I think that veteran presence is what made the league professional. You know what I'm saying? Like professionals. What they did off the court, I'm not talking about. I'm just talking about how they handled their business on the court. And so then you have this wave of youth. You have this youth wave that hit. And GMs just could not help themselves but to chase after it. I was having a conversation with my bros, with CJ and Al earlier. And we were talking about how in college football, you have to be 3 years removed from your high school graduating class in order to be able to go. Why is it that football itself is such a great product, and then the NFL in and of itself is, the NBA is just tailspinning, and it has a lot to do with the presence of professional. You know what I mean? Guys who, no guaranteed contracts. So they work at a different level. They're working. I think the same thing is applicable to what we're watching on the other side in this thing, which is we've replaced true civic duty and responsibility for team sports. You got the left side, you got the right side. Which side are you on? I'm on the left side. Oh, that's the good side, right? Okay, cool. I'm on the right side. Okay, that's the good side. Right, cool. But on a day-to-day basis, your life is not even decided at that level, right? It's decided with your city and local government. So the question really is, how does your city and local government work? You know what I mean? Who are your school board officials? Who are your, state officials? Who are your city council people? And if you don't know those things, I don't give a damn who you vote for. Because that's more how community is built. That's more how a nation is built. What is it that you take a family to build a nation? So you start with the family, you move outside of the family, you move into the community, and you move outside of the community, and you move up to your city officials, and you move outside your city officials, and you move up to your state officials. And it's like, if you don't have those things in order, there's no way in the world you're going to fix the big problems that you have in your nation. And so every 4 years, what we end up having, we have this broken thing that we're expecting these young players, they're the exact opposite. Oh, Elon Musk. They're the exact opposites, right? Our elected officials to come in and save, our union, and come and tell us in these big, wide sweeping ways how they now the things that they're doing, depending upon who will really see the benefit.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Like when Nick is saying right here, it's so awesome that we have cut trillions of dollars in unnecessary hiring. Yeah, I just saw the hiring freezes for the IRS, and I could love nothing more. I think the Internal Revenue Service is a criminal organization. I think taxes are. I think taxes are extortion. But it's just one of those things where it's like, at a certain point in time, if you don't really understand how your government works, you're just cheering for a squad. You're just a Raider fan. Like Nick is giving Raider fan. Nick gives Wackadoo Bronco fan. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you don't really want to have the conversation. You want it done. Now, you can do that. I don't know if it's going to fix. If it does something for you in your personal life, that's cool. You know what I mean? But I think that the problems that we're experiencing, yes, there's massive amounts of waste when it comes to government expense and expenditure. If you think, you know what they're not going to cut into? The defense budget. You know what you're not going to see is the United States of America close up many of its foreign presence in other countries. We're not going to start shutting down bases. You know how much money that would save? You know what I'm saying? But I know you love empire, because you gotta protect freedom. You gotta protect freedom.
in the Middle East. Program.
That's protective
$1
freedom,
million
right?
for
So
the
I'm just
program.
saying, like, if you want to be fiscally
$1.9
responsible,
billion
I think you should look at the line items on the.
recently
You should look at the line
created
items on the document and
decarbonization
get into all of that
loans
shit.
committee.
You should get into all of that shit.
And we know she
What do
was
you mean?
involved. Just at
No,
the last
you're
moment,
missing
the
the
money
point,
was
my brother.
passed
You're
over
missing the point. I'm
by
not
a
doing
woman named
sport. I'm not
Stacey
doing
Abrams.
politics
Have you
on a
ever heard
sports
of her?
channel. I'm doing good news travel fast. You're new here.
consulting contract for
You're new
elaborate
here.
fish
This is.
$1.5
I need somebody in the hood to
for
get this nigga
voter
caught up.
confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City. He's a real estate developer.
I'm all
He's doing
about
very well.
Let me tell you something. I'm all about that. You ever
$250,000 to
listen to that
increase
call Victoria
vegan
Nuland had
local climate
talking
action
about just the
innovation
way that they
in
flippantly were talking
Zambia.
about shaping another
$42 million for
political
social and
situation.
behavior change
It's
in
those are
Uganda.
the type of things. Those are the type of things
$14
that
million
I
for
think we have
improving
no
public
business
procurement
being
in
involved
Serbia.
in. It actually makes us more unsafe.
$47 million
Um,
for improving
But yeah, no,
learning
I fuck with
outcomes
that.
in
I think that
Asia.
I'm a
Asia's doing
non-interventionist
very well with
person.
learning.
That's my thing
We know
is
what we're doing.
is
Should use
yeah,
it
we
ourselves.
shouldn't be intervening in
And
anybody's.
$101 million for DEI contracts at the Department
Stop
of
paying tax.
Education.
Yeah, I'm one of those
Most
guys.
ever paid.
Don't,
Nothing even like
don't
it.
tell me.
Under the Trump administration, all of these scams.
Listen,
And there are far
what does
worse,
it
but
say?
I didn't think it was
No,
appropriate to talk
no
about them.
taxation without
They're so bad.
representation. I don't feel
Many more have
duly
been found out and
represented.
exposed and swiftly terminated
Oh
by
yeah,
a
it's
group of
giving that
very
energy. You're giving
intelligent,
that. Trust
mostly
me,
young people.
I get it.
Headed
It
up by
definitely is coming
Elon,
off
we
my
appreciate it. We
Kingsburg.
found hundreds of billions of dollars
Nick, I
in our
fuck with you, brother. Nick Linden, you are why I do this. People like you, Nick Linden, you are why I do this. I've always believed that it's a narrow mind. I just want to hang out in a sports home. Like you never been. You must not have friends. Like what kind of friends do you have? And me and my homie, when we sit around, the conversation is gonna go from Nuggets, championship hope to conspiracy theories to politics because we're well-rounded individuals. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whoever you hang out with, whoever your people are, whoever your people are, I don't know how you guys like your conversation. So I've never been the guy that's just like, that's sports, and it's just never been me. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of.
People that we love rely on.
I will say,
Believe it or not,
the people who are loudest and
databases
angry about
list
Elon are the oldest
1.7
members of the government who
members
should be retired long.
from
Oh, listen.
people aged
Who's gonna want their
100
gravy
to
train cut off?
109 years old.
The biggest thing that I think that came out of the
lists
Doge so far, the Doge
3.6 million people from
is
ages 110
seeing
to
the bureaucracy.
119. I don't
It's the
know
first
any
time
of
we
them.
get to
I
see
know
it.
some people
Now I don't
that
know
are
what you think should
rather
stay
elderly, but
or
not
what
quite
you
that
think should go.
elderly.
I think
3.47
that
million people
I think that
from ages
seeing it
to
is the most important
129.
part. Because now you're informed. Now we all kind of know. We all kind of know. This one doesn't surprise me either. How many black people are on Team Bird?
3.5 million people from ages 140 to
Nick,
149.
I
And
bet
money
you're
is
one of
being
those guys.
paid to
But
many of them.
my mailman's
And
black.
we're searching right now.
You came in here with acrimony, and I'm talking down to you. No, I'm trying to raise your vibration, brother.
But a lot
I'm
of
trying
money
to
is
raise
paid
your
out
vibration.
to people
I'm trying to
because it
pick
just
you up.
keeps getting paid.
You
and
can't
paid,
troll
and
like
nobody does,
you,
and it really hurts.
brother. You're
Social
trying to troll the
Security,
wrong
it
way.
hurts our
I'm trying to
country.
pick your
1.3 million
vibrations up. You
people from
came in on that
ages
low vibrational energy.
150 to
So you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
159
pick
and
you
over
up, bro. I'm trying to pick you
130,000
up.
people, according to the
But no,
Social
now
Security
cut.
databases,
We're gonna see how it
are
goes.
age
The beauty of this
over
thing is that it all comes out in the
160
wash.
years old.
It all comes out in the wash, and I do
We
believe
have a
what we
healthier
needed to
country
see.
than I thought,
What we
Bobby.
needed to see is you needed to see like $56 million is being spent on some fucking stupid ass play that was supposed to teach people about sex education in Mali. And it's like, what? Okay, well, you washed $56 million. We needed to see that. I think that the more that we see those things, the more we know, like, God damn, we got some work to do as an elected. Because that, at the end of the day, those are unelected officials. Many of the people who are getting cut are unelected officials. That kind of tells the tale, right? Kind of no, brother. No. I just figured that, you know, you were like F the Nuggets and go Avs because you know, really like hockey and really hate basketball. That's all.
And it's not going to be pretty by slashing all of the fraud, waste, and
where's all the money going 9/11? Where's all the gold in Fort Knox?
Bring down mortgage rates, lower
Crack that hole open. I want to know where all the gold in Fort Knox. Hold on, let me let the president
in the pockets of American families.
Hold on. Come up, bro, on something new. Tomato.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop.
Like I said, he'll be on in the morning.
And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years: balance the federal budget. We're going
to. If he can pull that off, the last guy to do it was the great saxophone player in chief. The great saxophone player in chief. Left the office of the protest. When this got in, cracked that hole wide open. Bent that brother that midnight. They gave $600 rebate.
In great detail, what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon for $5 million. We will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous
I'm going to pull up a list. I'm going to pull up a
for
list because you asked that question. I'm going to pull up a list,
So
and it
while we
will.
take out the criminals,
Your
killers,
jaw will drop.
traffickers, and
How
child
little of that
predators
money still
who
to
are
this
allowed
day
to
has
enter
yet to
our
be
country
repaid.
under the open border policy of these people,
And you
the
be
Democrats,
tripping.
the Biden
You be tripping on your
administration,
mortgage.
the
Like, I
open border
honestly,
insane
there's one
policies
list.
that
Let me
you've
just get this
allowed
ready. Let me
to
prep this
destroy
list. Since
our
Andon brought
country.
that up. Look at this.
We
Watch
will
this.
now bring in brilliant, hardworking,
2008
job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot
bailout
of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
repayment list. This shit right here. This will let you know. The joke's on you, Jack. If you think any of these people give a good goddamn about the everyday guy, 2008 bailout repayment. Now, I want you to think about your mortgage, for
For
instance.
nearly 100 years, the federal
Yes, exactly, Conga.
has grown until it
Like,
has
hold on,
crushed
hold
our
on.
freedoms, ballooned
Oh,
our
this
deficits,
shit
and
right
held
here.
back America's
I
potential
almost
in
fell over.
every
Some of the
possible
numbers,
way.
some
The
of the
nation
numbers.
founded by pioneers and risk takers now
ProPublica, here it
drowns
goes.
under millions and millions of pages of
This is
regulations and
crazy,
debt.
kid. This shit right here, kid, is crazy. This shit right here, ProPublica does a great job. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you something. The commander in chief's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. We'll allow him to do his thing. This shit right here is crazy, guys. All right, hold up. Let me make this a little bigger. Let me make this a little bigger. Okay. So these are the hold on. I need the list as the show. Okay, outstanding. Outstanding. Okay, all right. Hold on. Can I make this? I need to hold on, you guys. Hold on. All right. This is better. Can you see that? All right. Can everybody see that? Okay. This shit will make you look at your mortgage different. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they did their thing. They were both given like, oh no. So Fannie Mae was given $119 billion with a B. 61 billion of that remains outstanding. Outstanding. Mind you, this is back in 2008 that they were giving. You ain't made that back yet, huh? But it is the federal government. So Freddie Mac, $71 billion, 48 billion of which is still outstanding. I mean, it takes time to pay back billions of dollars, though, in their defense. General Motors, here's an interesting one. This is a private company. So that's oh, no. Let's go. AIG, an insurance company, private. $67 billion. They've paid back the majority of that, though. And they've, $5 billion left to pay back. They're doing all right. General Motors, given $50 billion with a B, they still have $11 billion outstanding pay. And the list just goes on and on. Some of these guys have, look at this. PHH Mortgage and subsidiary of Aquin Financial Corporation, a mortgage servicer, private entity. They were given $5 billion. They still owe $5 billion. Yeah, you cannot write this shit. I love the fact that some of these companies, like look at SunTrust, they were given billions and they paid theirs down to at least hundreds of millions remaining. Good on you, SunTrust. But then there's Wells Fargo Bank. You bank at Wells Fargo? Wells Fargo was given $3 billion, $3.3 billion with a B. You know how much of that they've paid back? Nothing. Don't believe me? Google ProPublica. Hold up. It gets better. JP Morgan Chase. You remember JP Morgan Chase? You ever bank at JP Morgan Chase? Maybe they hold your mortgage. JP Morgan Chase and its subsidiaries given $3 billion with a B. You know how much of that they pay back? Nothing. Zero. Nada. No call. What's the bill? What's the collections call like for $3 billion? I've owed money before. I will be honest with you guys. I haven't always kept my finances. You'll be shocked to know. Sometimes I've run into a little bit of problems. The collections calls, when you owe, a couple grand, a couple hundred, maybe then tough guys. What is it? What's the collections call for like $3 billion? Apparently nothing. Because the niggas, they did the goddamn Citigroup or CIT Group, excuse me. They're a bank. $2.3 billion. They've paid back at least some of that. They still owe $2.2 billion. And the list goes on and on and on. Now, this would be nothing. This would be nothing if it wasn't. What did you think? Who do you think got footed with the bill? All these in the red. Who do you think got foot with that bill? This is, they didn't just, according to the current Fed chair, there's an infinite amount of money in the Federal Reserve. I don't even know how that works. How do you have an infinite amount? Oh, because they can push the button and print more. I get it. Right. That's how they were funding the Ukraine war. That's how they fund all their wars. They just print more. You know what happens if you print money? It's called counterfeiting. Anyway, never mind that. Hopefully you have the golden Fort Knox to back up all the money you print, but they don't have that either. So guess who foots this bill when this money doesn't get paid back? Guess. You got it, Nick Linden. It's you, brother. It's you. It's you and me. Well, it's you because it ain't me. How many billions was given to you? Oh no, without question. Don't get it twisted. This is how it works for everybody. But again, this is my point. You knuckleheads want to camp out in your side. Everyone gets fucked when the people don't check the power. That's my point. You can have your side. I leave it to you. You're welcome to it. I leave it to you. Have your side. Dunk the basketball. Feel good that your guys are in there. Just make sure you hold them accountable. That's my point. That's my point. My point is accountability. And who's supposed to hold the people accountable? You know what's crazy? When this place started, King George sent his minions out. Go find me some more land that's not mine. That's how that started. And the guys who, came over here and started establishing this place as British colonies. The guys who came over here and established the place as British colonies. At one point in time, were like, you know what? That deal that we had, where we would do this on your behalf, it's not your land. It's not our land. Well, it's our land now. And that was your Declaration of Independence, if I'm not mistaken, right? They declared that the land that King George had set aside for himself, that he said, no, that land way over there that's not mine is now mine, and you will go claim it for me. And they were like, yep, we'll do that. And they got over here and they were like, this foul king. And they declared independence from that person. And then they started off on their merry way of, making America great. So that one day Donald Trump could come along and make it great again. And my point is that at any given point in time, the people can decide to look at the power and go, the way you guys are doing this, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. It's working for you. It's working for you and yours. It's just not working out for us. Don't look now, but Golden State just beat the Knicks. I'm telling y'all, I told y'all Golden State was coming. I told y'all Golden State's coming. I told y'all Golden State's on their way. I'm one step short of crowning them the champs. I'm one step short. They're going to come from nowhere. Sports, of course, I can go back and forth as much as I want. Anyway, and we need to get back to sports. I'm going to let him say his piece, a little more of his piece, and then we'll get back to sports. Because, at the end of the day, my goal is to continue to have the type of conversations that entertain me. You guys just show up for it, and I appreciate you.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day of my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker. Come on, man. All right, so let me see what this guy's talking about. Hold on. What's this guy's name again? What's this guy's name again? What's this guy's name? Guy. Oh shit! Of the election.
Investment.
Billions.
OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple.
The techno oligarchy. It's on its way. Oh, come back.
He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
Pick up that USA pen. I really just want him to get to the point when he's like, the State of the Union is strong.
Them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people.
I fuck with that.
Because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America.
The divestment, like the one thing that people don't ever really look at is that the North American Free Trade Act, I believe NAFTA, destroyed the landscape for the American worker. Because the minute that Bill Clinton and them signed that into law, God, the divestment in America began, because free trade meant that there was no penalty for these companies to offshore all their business practices. They're building, and I get it. And you're a business owner. The goal of every CEO is to increase shareholders, returns. And so it's like, okay, what better than to find cheap labor? And the American workers won't work for cheap. You know what I'm saying? But that NAFTA destroyed the middle class, when you think about it. And companies quickly started offshoring all of their high cost services in places where you could just get it done cheaper. And so the one thing I will applaud Trump's economic plan is that he's like, well, I'll just tariff the shit out of you for your goods, and therefore it'll be just cheaper for everyone involved if you just make it here at home. Now, that remains to be seen, because American workers will not work for the same price that, you know, you can get out of labor, cheap labor overseas. And that remains to be seen, because you know what they won't do, what an automaker is not going to do, is not pass the cost of building the car along to you. That's what they're not going to do. They're not going to save you any money because it costs them more to make it. So we'll see. But I agree with the I think in theory, I agree with forcing U.S. goods makers to not cheat the American people out of, well, one, labor, because if it's being made overseas, what the hell are we going to make here? That's why we don't make shit no more. NAFTA. And two, well, you know, how's it going? How's that worked out for us? We don't make shit here. It's like, what the fuck kind of sense does that make? All right, let me let him talk.
Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job.
I can't do the personal stories. I just want to get to the part where the what you call it is. I want to get to the part where the State of the Union is good. Oh my God. Yeah, that was Clinton. That was Clinton. NAFTA put us in such a terrible place. Now, I don't know, you know what I mean? Because again, American workers demand, that's how we built a middle class, is that, you know, steel workers and automakers, you got a good day's wage for building an American product. And that was good for everybody. It was a rising tide that lifted all boats. It was good for everybody but corporate interest, right? Because shareholders weren't able to max out on their return because the labor part of making the goods here was just eating into their profit margin. And Lord knows we can't have that. Like, what the fuck? How much is enough?
Not at all.
I missed the joke.
And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
You got a $26 million documentary deal from Netflix. That's tight. Good on her. No, not Netflix. Jeff Bezos. It's a $48 billion documentary. $48 billion. I mean, million, excuse me. A $48 million documentary that they're making about Melania's life, and 26 million of which goes directly to her. That's tight. Nice payday.
Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young women.
Who?
Very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help,
What?
the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act. And this is so important. Thank you very much, John.
That was a hard read for him. Take It Down Act. So apparently there was a deep fake made of this young person. And because there was a deep fake made of her, there was a Take It Down Act enacted. That's
Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job.
all right. I don't know. Come on, get to the part where it's strong. Let's see. Let me get to some of your comments. Wasn't that Clinton, that dipshit? By the way, millionaire idea for you, Oren. You should do an around the horn type stream where you get 4 people from the hood to join a video. Oh, I've already, and after the way that went, and after the way this has gone, trust me, it's already happening. And I want to add it to, quite honestly, the last segment of every show, or not the last segment. I want to, get my thoughts off and then bring you guys in here, because I do like I'd rather belittle Nick Linden to his face than just talking to the chat. I'm kidding, Nick Linden. I love you. I love you as much as you love yourself. Remember all the national secrets Bill gave China? Pepperidge Farm remembers. You're going to have to bring me up to speed on that. I don't get the Pepperidge Farm reference, but I know you know what you're talking about, Congon. Ross Perot had it right. Yeah, Ross Perot would have been one of our greatest presidents if he would have been allowed to take the seat. Problem is we don't have manufacturing infrastructure to build anything here in the States. Well, we had it. We built a whole World War I and II war machine here in the United States. Them shits wasn't built in China. That's for goddamn sure. But when you, here's the funny thing about divestment. Yeah, when you divest in your own ability to make things and you allow people to go make them other places for cheaper, yeah, you're going to lose the infrastructure. But the infrastructure was there. The auto industry, I mean, American manufacturing didn't crumble as much as it went away. Does that make sense? How did anything ever get manufactured in the USA? Exactly. We did it at one point in time. I mean, why did we stop? The question is why we stopped. Almost like the destruction of the middle class. It was planned. Exactly. Because the middle class doesn't allow billionaires to become trillionaires. You know what I mean? Because you have to pay for a well-earning middle class. And that eats into your profit margin. Where's the coup? Coup's in. Clinton picked up that saxophone and started I will say this. We were easily pleased. We have long since started riding with a party that I don't think likes us all that much. He was also the super predator president. Him, his wife, the former president of his last, Joe Biden. The crime bill, that was a crime bill, Clinton, for sure. And they're not done looting us. No, if they'll have their way, I believe the term is you'll have nothing and you'll like it. You can hardly call a customer service rep anymore. You'll either get a robot or somebody out of the States. Yeah, this is, I mean, even those jobs are heavily outsourced. So it's like, what will American, and it's because, again, American workers, even without unions, require a higher wage. And big business just isn't having that. You motherfuckers better learn how to start shaping gears and shit again. We need to start making shit again, hero. It's going to be hard times. And I ain't talking about fast times at Ridgemont High, but at least we sit and watch it happen like good plebs. This is my point of why I do this, Conga. I don't give a good goddamn. I'll be honest with you, Nick. I welcome your whatever you call this, because I've done my job if I've even got you a little bit pissed off. I've done my job. Not because I'm here to troll you. It's just that you are the mirror of who I'm speaking to. You, my friend, don't even realize you're the weak. And I'm the tyranny of weak men. You don't even realize it, but you'll learn because I'm not going anywhere. I trust you that, brother. What? Have you been drinking? Are you okay? Are you all right, Nick? Listen, brother, this is definitely not the place to give out your address. By the way, I'm all the way in Maryland, so okay. Hold on, man. Hold on. This dude, you guys ever seen the guy? Nothing screams tough like a guy who jumps on the internet. You realize you're on the internet, the World Wide Web, and starts giving out his address. Come get me. You want to do, brother? You're in the wrong place. There's a bar right up the street from your house in Kingsburg. I'm quite sure you can go there and get your ass whooped. Like what? Like what? Hold on. Like what? I don't give a damn, brother, if you from Fredericksburg, Kingsburg, Pittsburgh, Iceberg. Listen, brother, you just gotta drink less. It sounds like you sound like a person. Are you coming off as a person? Oh, okay. Let me get the abs game on. Thank you, Timothy Rimothy, for being a good steward of this show's interest. Let me put the abs game on just in the corner so I can know what the boys are doing tonight. Oh, by the way, Bowl and the Clip Show are taking and are locking horns. So I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. Somebody tell me when it gets to the part when he says the State of the Union is strong. Excuse me. Let me see here. Somebody, I think we need to do a wellness check on Nick. I think somebody needs to do a wellness check on Nick. Like, no, I'm just outside of Baltimore. I'm like a half hour outside of Baltimore. Hey, listen, Fishing. I'm trying to tell you, brother. This guy right here, he's one of them ones. He's why we do this. He doesn't even get it. He's why we do this. Nick showed up and he was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go full bore that guy, Florida guy. You are Florida guy, Nick. You're Florida guy from Keensburg. You're Florida guy from Keensburg who showed up in the wrong Streamsburg. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna make you famous. Listen. By the time this is clipped up, and I will put that link up, I'm just waiting for the president because I want you, brother. I need you. I need you in here more. I need more of you. I'll make you famous. Oh my God. Keensburg has one bar and Nick's not allowed. Oh my God. I promise you, brother, I'll make you famous. No, Nick, you get your shit together. Oh my God. Okay. Oh yeah, no. I'm quite sure that Nick is not a religious man. He's got one religion. PBR. I reside at the Church of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yes. You lived in 8 years? Oh, and yeah, it's different. DMV is different. But it's, you know what I mean? There's actually, quite honestly, I've grown an affinity. I've been out here going on 2 years now. I've grown an affinity for just how this place is like, Maryland is like the South up north. It's crazy. It's almost like if you've ever been to Chicago. Chicago has just a lot of Southern sort of feel to it. Just the way that people carry themselves. And I'm not talking about the more contemporaries. I'm talking about like Chicago natives. You just hear it kind of in the way that they talk. I always, because most of my people are from New York. So I always pictured like Maryland and it being more East Coast. It's like being in the South. It's crazy. So you got these Southerners in these big cities. It's what it feels like. Let's see. Yes. Yes. This is him. This is him. Do it. Still here. Trust me, I'm gonna do it. Calm yourself. You fancy yourself a bit of a producer, do you, brother? Between this and my kid taking over my big TV, I can't watch the abs. Okay, let me keep the updates rolling. We got the penguins. Oh, they out here. Yeah. Penguins are practically chickens. All right, so we got abs, penguins. Abs up 1-0 on one screen. I got Suns and Clip Show. I just want to keep an eye on Bowl. That's for you, Fishing. I'm keeping an eye on Bowl for you. Did he wrap it up? Fuck. God damn it.
Near an area known as Cartel.
I'm a little bit behind.
Doesn't sound too nice to me.
Sorry if you're gonna have to watch.
Heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them. Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed.
Oh, never mind.
And he leapt into action, returning fire.
What?
And providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety just barely.
You drink Pabst Blue Ribbon and probably drink it to excess. I'm more typecast.
That event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and
you just strike me as a patch blue rimmer.
your
You
line of
PBR drink. Okay, let me
fire
ask
that
you
you
this.
took and for the
Am I wrong?
bravery that you showed. We honor
Come on,
you,
you
and
know
we
you
will
drink PBR.
always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Okay, he's not doing the thing yet. These are the parts that I really can't do. I can't do those parts. Now we know. It was only a matter of time, Nick. It was only a matter of, reveal yourself. It was only a matter of time, my friend. I told you, I'm gonna make you famous. What you want to do, Nick, you want to be famous, and I'm gonna get you there, brother. I promise you, I'm going to get you there. Oh, it's fame you seek. Oh, it's fame that you seek. Oh, you shall have it in spades. 2,050 people in this population of Kingsburg is 2023. Yeah, I see 50 gangs. I'm from Kingsburg. Listen, goddamn, I'm from Diggity Down. I'm from Diggity Down, Kingsburg. Go Trump MAGA. You're all right, brother. You're gonna be all right. I promise you, Nick, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be just fine. We're gonna get you tuned up. Did Trump try a one-timer from the blue line? No, I don't know. I can't. I just want to hear him wrap it up. Kind of. I want him to get, when he starts to ramble. When any of them ramble, but when he starts to ramble, it's exceptionally hard to listen to. Nuggets are about to fall into the play. I told y'all. All right, let's talk about that. While I'm going to try and keep an eye on this thing and see if I can tell that he's wrapping it up, and then we'll come back to it. I told y'all. What did I tell you? I was there when I said it. This does not look like a playoff team. And, well, I need y'all's, what was your assessment of, I'm going to throw these two questions out there, and then I think I'm going to open it up. I think I'm going to throw the link up so we can get a nice little round table in here. Anybody who wants to join, I throw the link into the chat. You click on the link, you're piped up. Now, I am the producer here, so I want to advise you. Come in, bring your best, try and keep it as respectful as you can. Nick, as far as you go, do your thing. But I am the producer, so if it ever gets to a point when I feel like it's not productive, I am going to put you down. I don't want you to think that's discrimination. It's just what it is. Hold on.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty,
this is what I can do.
We must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns.
Oh, that means police presence. Okay. Yeah, seriously, he's walking that line. He's walking that line. He's getting his Johnny Cash on. I'm also a fashion myself as a racist. I love the Indy 500. Timothy, remember, you don't give off racist. You might love the Indy 500, but you don't give off racist. I'm an equal opportunity. I'm an anybody can get it type cat. You know what I mean? I support my community. I'm a proud black man in this world, but anybody can get it. I'd rather you save your eyes for good basketball, but to each their own. What are we talking about? You talking about the game that I'm watching, LA in Phoenix? I hate everyone equally. Fishing. Let me tell you something. If there's one thing that Fishing gives off, if there's one thing that you give off Cash Patel, I think he's going to do a good job. I think Cash Patel is the FBI director. I think he's actually, but they already disappointed me with the Epstein file release. So I was like, you guys aren't serious. Like, what the fuck was that? Him and Pam Bondi together. Like, okay. So you guys weren't serious about actually, you guys weren't serious about doing that kind of thing. 2025 conversation for sure. Come to King. Listen, man. Did you grow up in Kingsburg? Did you grow up in Kingsburg? Were you born and raised in? Okay, here, let me rephrase it. How many times have you been out of Kingsburg? How many times have you ventured outside of Kingsburg? I think that's more a question. I think he said it strong. Shit.
1 year ago, this month, 31-year-old.
No, you didn't do it. Oren, you're the first black person Nick has seen. I think, yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's coming down to that. Let me pull up a map of Keensburg. I gotta see where our friend Nick hails from before I don't know, Nick, if you're worthy of these airwaves. You might not be contemporary. You might not be contemporary enough. Let me see. No, I welcome it. I do welcome it. I just don't want you to completely, singe yourself in front of God and all his children online. Oh, yeah. The Wild Animal Sanctuary right outside of Fort Lupton. Ah, yes, Keensburg. God, I mean, up by Brighton, past Loch Buoy, up and to the right. You're just up and to the right. How did you get so that you are? You're just up here and to the right. I'm in Keensburg. Is everyone in Keensburg like you, Nick? Is everyone like you in Keensburg? I don't think Keensburg. I think I've driven through Keensburg. I don't think everybody. Yeah, because it's right on I-76. It's right along 70. I've been through Keensburg. It never gave Bert-a-Dur vibes. I mean, MAGA vibes for sure, but not Bert-a-Dur. You know what Bert-a-Dur is, Nick? Bert-a-Dur. Damn Keensburg got MAGA Trump, you nigger. Do you go hard R? How many times have you in your lifetime looked at, I don't know, a Nuggets game and went hard R? I gotta voir dire you before I let you. Where does PB rank on the worst thing? I gotta tell you this, Timothy Rivethy. I used to when we were at Cold Crush, the mix was PBR, Jack, which was crazy that we even went that route. They go ahead. PBR and Jack. I mean, that was like 2 years straight that I did that. Fishing, do we have tactic heavy crew and COD? I like our odds, right? In real life. Right. You just gotta calm down, Nick, a little bit. You got it. PBR. I figured. Come on, you're that guy. You are that guy. A view from Keensburg. Yeah. They don't, yeah, but it ain't no American History X. I guarantee you this. Bust a grape in a fruit fight, they would not. You ain't seen action in Keensburg like that, boy. Shut your damn mouth. Oh my God. I'll be here all tell him. My bowl obsession is, it's not an obsession, it's just the realities, brother. He's good at basketball. You're from IE don't mean Cali. You're from the Inland Empire. You're from the Inland Empire. You ain't from LA, Nick. No way in the world. You're from LA. What, you mean LA in the IE? You strike me more as a Mechanicsville type guy. You come off more like a Victorville. It's giving Victorville. You strike me more as a Victorville guy. Louisiana. Wait. It's giving more Victorville. Oh, yeah, you just X-nayed yourself. Sorry, guys, I can't. Because it's still Nick. It's still this wouldn't X-nade you. I'll make you famous from this aspect, but that one is just like, there's nothing productive that can come out of that. There's nothing productive that can come out of that. So you ruined it for the rest of the chat. Well, no, because I just don't have to bring you up. I don't have to bring you up. We'll see. This one right here, I'm just saying there's nothing productive that can come out of it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be more creative with your smack, brother. If you're more creative with your smack, then you know what I mean? It gives you an opportunity. It's not that I'm pussy. It's more so that you're just not all that creative. And all it can do is denigrate from there. You know what I mean? And I want to make you famous, but I don't want to make you that famous. It's not that important to me. You're still here. All this time hating the apes. And here you are. Dante gets it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. When Nick sees dark gray, and then he thinks okay, and then he thinks that he could just tell me, get me on live. This isn't like fishing, like pull up spot rack. It's different. I'm having more than enough fun clowning you in this. And like I said, I haven't called you a cracker, right? And I wouldn't. That's just a term. I didn't call you a you know what I mean? So then it's like, yeah, there's nothing to be gained out of just lobbing epithets at one another. I'd rather have a battle of wits, and you just don't strike me as a person that's all that witty. Drunk, yes, very, because I don't think you're reading the room, bruh. I don't think you're reading the room. Drunk, yes. One of those guys who loves the anonymity of being on the internet and typing away epithets in a chat. Absolutely. Witty, no. You don't strike me as smart. You don't strike me as witty. And it's not even all that interesting anymore. Because just from here, I just pot shot you as a racist, and you prove it in the chat. And I record the chat like I've been recording the chat, and then I just make you famous, Nick Linden. And you never see the light of day. You see how that works? And you can say, oh, because it's fun. It's fun. But you're still here. This is the part that I love. It sucks, but you're here. No, I said I didn't call you a cracker. That's what I said. I could have, but I didn't. And you lobbed off apes and porch monkeys. And if that's where you're at, brother, if that's the most that you have to give, if that's as clever as your vitriol gets, you get no play in this ride, my friend. And not because I take offense to those things. It's because it's giving like 1950s Keensburg. It's 2025, my friend. Oren, have you seen the dude walking into corporations with a clipboard cussing managers out? Agent Ratliff? Let's find it. I wanted to wait until the end, you guys, but there's far more that can be done. There's far more. Don't worry, I'll make you famous another time, Keensburg. Agent Ratliff coming up, because my friend has asked the question. And I don't think the chat is finding this all that entertaining anymore. You ruined it, brother. You ruined it. You ruined it. You ruined it. You ruined it. You had a chance. If you would have been entertaining or original, you had a shot. But now it's like, I'm okay. LOL, Agent Ratliff. Let me see. Next time, Keensburg. All right. I think I have seen this, but let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. Avs still up 1-0 on Pittsburgh. KD's getting into it with his head coach. I don't know how much longer that thing's gonna work with him in Phoenix. Maybe we can get him in Denver. So he's got a camera with him. That's already unnerving. You feel me? I bet you this is burning. I bet you this is burning. I can just see the comments right now. I'm not looking at the chat only because I'm watching this. I could just see Nick seething right now. He's like, he's so fucking black. Oh my God. That guy, you feel me? Why is he gotta talk like that? He's so black. See how we can get along? See how people can get along, Kingsburg? Oh, he's going to the employees themselves? She's not really bringing these people up here for this, is she? Look at the girl over his shoulder. Look at this. Look at this young lady right here. Nick, this kind of looks like this would be, if I brought you up on camera, would this be you, Nick? Do you look like, because it's giving Nick Linden. This is boring. Yeah, I'm not. For the first time, me and Nick Linden agree on something. Yeah, I don't get it. You can't hear it? What the fuck? Well, I don't know why, and I don't care. All right, hold on. He didn't even hear what he said. He said dick, energy, and inspiration. The guy's like, you understand what I'm saying? He's like 100%. It's like, oh, okay, I'm out. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Same way I'm not doing Nick Linden tonight. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Let me look back and just see. This guy's still talking. God damn it, he ruined it. I thought he was really gonna wrap it up. All right. A little more of the Avs, a little more of the Nuggets, and then I'm gonna get out of here and get back to my evening. Yo, let's play a video with no audio, you dumbass. Oh, Nick. I had to voir dire the audio. I couldn't just play that out loud. I'm still on somebody else's stream. You feel what I'm saying? Fish and I have college game for you, Brody. What game? Blah blah blah. Make the bells go very. Yeah. I don't really care all that much about all that stuff. I was trying to wait around to see if he was going to say that the State of the Union was grand, the best union ever. I don't think we're going to make it that far. I'm going to be honest with you. But okay, I need to see ones in the chat if I should allow Nick Linden up here. I need to see it. But I need to see ones in the chat if Nick Linden should be allowed to come up here. And if I see no ones in the chat, Nick, you know you're not coming on. And we'll give you another time. Gulf of America, ones in the chat. There goes ones. There goes ones. All right, here we go. Invite, copy, paste, send. Nick, it's your time, friend. It's your time. Click the link, brother. It's right there. Let's go. So, click the link. Oh my God, Keensburg. Come on, Keensburg. Anybody else who wants to click the link, you're able to come into. It's not just Nick. It's not just Nick. Anybody who wants to come in, bring yourself. Bring yourself and all those who came with. I'm going to stop the screen there. And we'll wait around. We'll see if Nick he's got them chops. Come on in here, Keensburg. He's got dial-up. I think he's got to fix his comb over. He's got to fix his comb over. He's got, you know what I mean? You got to lick it and stick it. There goes my boy Andon G. Andon G, welcome to the show, buddy.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
What up, Andon G?
What is up? What is up?
How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You still in Ohio or what?
All right. Fresh back from Columbus, Ohio. So glad to be back.
How did it go?
I'm telling you, man, that Midwest lake effect cold.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
People don't get it. You can die out there. You can die on the street in 20 degrees.
The Great Lakes. Let me get your thoughts on a couple of things. First of all, what is when I started the show, I was talking about the effect that Around the Horn and ESPN had on our sports sort of discourse, and how much this thing is device not connected. Whoever that guy is, he says you suck, bro. Look. You got to get your stuff. You got to get your stuff together, man. It says device not connected. Whatever you got. Whatever dial-up connection you're using, Nick, it's not working. What were your thoughts on? What have been your thoughts on? What are some of your fond memories about Around the Horn, and just how far?
I mean, I think it can't be, like I said in the chat. I mean, I would have loved to have elaborated on it, but the format that we're used to, 4 people on the screen, 5 people on the screen,
right?
4 or 5 people sitting close to the camera, all talking, all riffing off each other, talking about whatever topic, and then round robining. That started with that show. The modern podcast format started with the show. It literally changed how sports is critiqued and talked about and consumed. Like that, the format is what video podcast became.
You know what's crazy is, remember the sports reporters before that? That's where I first remember Whitlock from. It was like Whitlock and a couple of other cats. Oh, damn, Andon's gone. We just lost Andon. I don't know what happened. Andon looked like something happened and he was gone. Whitlock and a couple of other guys, sort of. And it was still kind of stuffy. And I strictly remember when Around the Horn came around, because before then, Pardon the Interruption was the thing. And it was like, okay, this is 2 guys. They're going back and forth. There goes Andon. He's back. It was 2 guys, it was 2 guys in a back and forth. And the sports reporters, to me, was like the precursor. It was 4 guys sitting down. But we had seen the sit-down shows. I distinctly remember Around the Horn being that shift in the culture that had made it more conversational, a little more edgy. And that's when we started to see, I believe, the the reporters became a part of the show. You know what I'm saying? And that that was the precursor to what you're saying. I think that you're absolutely right. I think that was the precursor to the modern day podcast for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because before that, it was just maybe one sportscaster who got his information from other reporters, and another sportscaster maybe bouncing an idea off, and very little commentary, very little opinion, very little interjection, very little forecasting about the future, or talking about the relevance of certain issues. And I remember very specifically an Around the Horn featuring Woody Page around the Todd Helton retirement, and he started this huge argument with everybody about how the Rockies didn't take advantage of him, and it was and he was always a major character, right? You get some of that in his writing.
Yeah.
You never saw him as an individual do that until that happened.
When he would come on with that grease pencil board, and like Woody he was really the driving force behind all of those guys, Kalishaw, all those guys really trying to pump up their image as far as being more entertaining. And Fishing, you still got that damn audio issue, brother.
Fishing, and that's what I was saying, dude. Look at him in his sports bat cave. He's like
John Cena,
all poorly lit.
I see it. Okay, we got to talk about that. John Cena's heel turn. We can talk about we can wax poetic in our fond memories about Around the Horn and ESPN. I do think that it's a very interesting time that it's like, damn, for that show to have been on 20 years. And the difference between sports broadcasting now and what are we doing? Why am I looking at Tatum?
It's what he does. It's why he's called Fishing for Cards.
It all makes sense. That's a super rare Jason Tatum. How much is that worth? How much would you say? Okay. I need you to fix your audio. I fuck with you, Fishing, but you got to fix that audio for me. All right, hold on. I'm just gonna mute you and we'll bring you back up. Timothy Rimothy's in the house. Timothy, you don't want to show your face, huh? You guys are.
I don't. I'm ugly.
Is that better?
That's all right. That's all right. Better. That's much better, Fishing. That is much better. That's much better.
Perfect.
All right, hold on. Before I move on to Fishing, Tim, your thoughts on the opening conversation about just how far sports broadcasting has come? Maybe some of your more fonder memories of Around the Horn.
I was a part of that conversation at the start of the show, but what I will say, though, is Around the Horn, that was my go-to coming back from school for the longest time. It was always like 3 o'clock or 3:30, Around the Horn, part interruption, day in and day out. So it is kind of wild to think, are they getting canceled?
I think they're just bringing it to a close. I think, I think it marks the end of the cable run as far as being just a viable outlet, because we can do this like what we're doing now. You couldn't do that. This is our version of Around the Horn, right? And you chose to mute. Okay. This is our Around the Horn. And now with social media, like we're sitting here, I'm firing off on whether or not the president is doing well or doing. We didn't have this level of engagement, and that the fact that was 20 years ago says a lot about us. But it seemed like it was just yesterday that this was our discourse. And then it seemed like overnight it changed. And then it sped so fast to where you got guys like LeBron James. He's saying coverage is too mean. Everybody's too mean. Coop's in the house. Oh, we got a 5-way. We got
on fire. We got Coop.
Who came out here? I love y'all.
Hey, what didn't you say?
My
PTI?
guys.
Wasn't PTI before?
What's up, Coop?
Wasn't PTI before Around the Horn?
Yes, PTI was the precursor, because remember Tony Reali was PTI's kind of he was their stat boy. Yeah, he was their little stat. He was their stat guy. And then they gave him his own show. And I don't know, man, it feels nostalgic to me only because that really was a part of like, oh, you can do that? You know what I'm saying? Like
we had also a part of Cold Pizza.
I never really, no, I don't think he was
Woody Page. Go ahead.
It was Woody, Skip, and then they had a mediator was the original, but I can't remember if it was Tony Reali or not.
I don't think it was Tony. I only remember Tony in that role. Let me say that. I only remember him in that role. And I I think about, I was a Rome contributor, and he kind of brought that surly sort of competitive edge to everybody talking. Ooh, you ain't joking, brother. So do you own an outlet? Do you own like a card outlet, or like what do you do?
I have an eBay store when I stay up on it. I used to have a website, but just my eBay store.
Damn, brother,
that's just some newer stuff, and then I just got this one too. Not too.
Fishing, I had a James Lofton rookie card, and they told me it was worth nothing. I was like, huh?
What? James Lofton, is that Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah.
Oh,
when he signed with the Dodgers.
Think about
like Topps has a lot of stuff that they sell. They'll make like this one, and they only sell them for like 3 days, and then that's the print run of them.
Okay.
And that's it. So they never make that card again. It can never be redone again. So they're like limited print cards. But that Shohei Ohtani was when he was signed with the Dodgers. So that one's worth a lot more.
When I was in high school, we had a Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck limited edition holographic rookie card. Somebody broke in, stole our big binder.
Oh.
They stole it. What is that worth now, Fishing?
A Ken Griffey Jr. You could probably get a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie PSA 10 for probably like $100.
With the Upper Deck holographic.
You can always get it.
Well, the holographic one probably a little bit more, but the ideal one is the face rookie shot of his on the Upper Deck, like 89.
Not the
deck,
full.
I think. No, just his face shot.
All right, I don't feel so bad now.
All right, okay. The next topic before we get to John C.
But well, to your point, we're talking about really the change between media and what every like 5 years is considered traditional media versus what we used to call new media. Remember that term?
Yeah.
There was and now, it's democratized media where the technology like we're doing right now is available for anybody. You don't need a huge mixing board. You don't need any special custom programming or anything like that. But the problem that we have now, and this is across music, movies, YouTube, these talk shows like this, the problem is finding the good content versus the really, really bad content.
You got to go fishing for it. No pun intended. And I think
these are, I have 4 unopened packs still from 1990. This is what would have Ken Griffey Jr.'s rookie card.
That's it. Those are the packs.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So when do you? Oh, okay. So hold on. Let me ask you this, Fishing. What do you do in that instance? What do you do with an unopened pack? You never open it and you sell it as is and let somebody, or you just hold it until what?
At this point, they make cards so much at that time that
it diluted.
So to have an unopened pack is worth more than the pack opened.
Wow, that's interesting.
Like I can go even further there. Here you go. Here's some 89 unopened.
That's like
crazy.
Books.
So yeah, it is. It is. I got a couple that are just near to me, but
some bubble gum in there still.
Cool. Yeah, that ain't gum anymore, friend. That's fossilized. That's fossilized. So let me ask you guys this: do you think because I'm not going to play the conversation, but I was watching Gil's Arena, and Gilbert's opinion was, why do we have to bash players? It's gotten so mean. It's
always been mean. You're just hearing more of it. It's, you know what? It's kind of like everybody goes, why are there so many kidnappings and murders and airplane crashes? There's not more of them. You're just hearing about it more because your news stream isn't once a day. It's 24/7. Is 24/7. 300 times a minute.
Let me ask you a question then, Timothy Rimothy. Is the negativity too much? Is there what the feel I was getting from what I want Tim and Coop to chime in on this? The feel that I was getting from the players is that why do you have to tear guys down Is it our job as fans to build these guys up? We have these conversations in here. Fish, and you can attribute to this, to guys, being negative about a season. Like, have we just gotten to a point where we are insatiable as onlookers because of so much access? Timothy, Rimothy, Coop, both of y'all chime in, and then we'll go fishing and Andy.
Well, it's like what Andy G said, the CBS insider at his home. He said correctly, it's always been there. It's just more of it and more around. And it kind of goes back to what I said, once upon a time ago in the chat. It's like, listen, don't listen. So that's the problem with today's sports players. Is they lean too much into social media. And social media obviously says a lot of very, very mean fucked up things at times. The problem is the players want to believe, some players want to believe that that's the worldview. Take that, oh my God, people are so mean to us every day, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. It's always been the same. It's always been there. It's just that there's more of it and it's more available to view.
So basically, go ahead, my bad.
No, so the answer to the question is no, it's not needed. It's just there's more easier access ways to read it and to read that negativity. And of course, being emotional people as human beings, people will take it one way and people will take it the other. And of course, there's another whole conversation about why basketball players are so, not only basketball players, but why players are just so soft mostly now these days.
Coop, is it too much negativity or is it just the right amount?
Well, the problem I'm having is that I've always had is that these athletes and celebs want it both ways. They want all the accolades and the money and the fame, but they want to live a civilian lifestyle. Like, you can't have it both ways. So that's kind of the reason why I like where I am, is because I can live under the radar. Nobody knows who I am, and I can go out to the grocery store and not be bothered.
Sure.
So to my point is, you can't have it both ways. So yeah, you're gonna get the smoke just because of the level that you're at. You wanted this life, so.
Fishing, let me ask you this, because you're a big proponent when we're talking Nuggets that the chat, and I take a fan's approach.
I don't understand. I just want to respond to Coop real quick. I don't understand why they can't. Why can't they? Just because they make more money than the other person or play a game, they can't have a normal life. Like, that doesn't. To me, that doesn't. That's to me. I don't think it's fair, because just because you're talented at something doesn't mean that you need to be held. This is where people need to stop putting athletes and celebrities and everybody else so high on a pendulum. They are regular ass people. And we as people need to stop looking at them as something that they're better than us at something. They're just regular ass people. They fight depression, mental battles, everything else just the way that we do as well. But we as people go, oh, well, that guy makes 20 million, so his life must be better than mine. Like, that's where I'll disagree with that as well. And then about the disagreeing thing, I think we've come to a society where you're either on this side or on this side, and then once you're on a side, you have to put down this side,
right,
to make your side raise better. It's just like the Jokic and Embiid argument that happened. All the Embiid likers put Joker down to make Embiid better, when in actuality they both had. I mean, if you look at the season, amazing season for two big men. I mean, Embiid can actually play when he plays. He could shoot the three, he can get inside, he can draw fouls, but he doesn't do it all the time, and he's always hurt. But that season became pick a side, just like politics, and let's put each other down to bring our guy up.
Okay, let me ask this. And Rajiv, I'll get you in here. Because I'm basing this strictly off of the conversation that I was watching on Gil's Arena. To your point, Fishing, guys asked, well, what's your top three? Let's say NBA. And it's more geared toward LeBron, because I think LeBron ends up getting, I don't know if it's the right amount of hate. I don't know if it's undue hate. I don't know if it's less than he deserves. That LeBron, when told why, when explaining why he's not number one, it seems like the critique goes negative off top. My question to you guys is, because I thought as fans, it was our job. I will disagree with you, Fish. I think when you personalize, now I do agree with you here. I think we have taken celebrity in this nation and we've put it at these weird deified levels of interest. You know what I mean? We're just pissed or super in love or super acrimonious about what these people who you'll never meet are doing, and they don't pay your bills. You know what I mean? The outcomes of these games, unless you're a gambler, it doesn't affect your life. But hasn't that always kind of been a part of fandom? You just didn't hear it as much I believe that was Timothy's point. And to Coop's point,
yes.
I really do feel like to whom much is given, much is required. Now, do I think that they should be held to a level beyond reason? Absolutely not. But if you can't handle the heat in this particular kitchen, I'm kind of questioning what was you built off of? Because the easiest thing to do is what Kendrick said: turn the TV off. Somebody was going to say something. Andon, you were going to say something?
Abs just blocked an amazing shot.
Oh, okay.
He ain't even listening to you, bro. This is how
I thought that clap was. I thought Andon was patting me on the back for what I was saying. He was like, he's watching the game like he should be. Okay,
here's let me bring a different perspective here. This perspective nobody here has, not even you, Warren. The fame thing. You can't be famous and live a normal life. You cannot. Fishing, you can't. And I'll tell you why I know this. Because back in another lifetime, ages and ages and ages ago.
Are you reincarnated as Charlie?
Were you in a boy?
I was for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes one summer, I was legit famous. I was legit. Can't go to the mall. Can't go to the bar without calling ahead. Legit famous.
What's the story? You got to spill it. What happened?
All right. I was on a prime time weekly reality show in the summer of 2003 called Paradise Hotel. I have an IMDb page.
Oh, I gotta look this up now. What? Keep going.
This is true. This is a true story.
We got the Miz in the house.
You haven't experienced fame until message boards are dedicated to talking shit about you.
Okay.
Millions of people.
It sounds like me in high school.
Yeah, well, yeah, you were high school famous, but there you go. If you were a 17-year-old girl in 2003, you knew who I was.
Andon Gunther, is this you?
That's me, buddy.
What?
And so
you gotta show us, Oren.
Hold on, there's no picture though.
You can find these clips on YouTube.
We're going for it. Continue, Andon. Tell us the rest.
But here's the deal.
Stuff.
And so there's that part of it. There's the real fame part of it, which is you just choose to be famous. You're famous now. Your life is different. There's no changing that. Okay, so all eyes are on you. And every person. I remember I went down to the Paramount Cafe. I ordered like a buffalo chicken sandwich, and the waitress came up, and she slammed my drink down. She goes, "I'm not serving you. I fucking hate you." I go, "What? What the?" She's like, she knew me from that show and refused to serve me.
Really?
She didn't like my character.
That's amazing.
Wait, real fame shit.
I got a picture.
I was gonna say, which one of these guys with the shirt off of you? I found a picture. The
black and white picture.
You can find some.
Looks like that dude from the TRL.
Oh yeah, those are the TRL days, baby.
Hold on, Andon.
Those are the Mark McGrath days.
Which one of these?
Andon Gunther.
Which one of these guys is you? Because I don't think they have.
That's a different crew. Because they did that show. They did that show in other countries the following fall.
Okay, because it says 2003.
You gotta look for the tattoos.
All right, hold on.
Are you? Is your last name GUE?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a picture right here. How do I show
Let me see. Can you put it up? Let me see.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get rid of the screen.
But don't let me eclipse the show, because that's only one of my points. The other point is, as an entertainer, as a professional athlete, the peanut gallery and the critique is what you signed up for.
Don't let my Liberty clip the show, boys.
What happened? All right, I missed it. The peanut gallery is what you show. I agree. I just think that I think a lot of the times what we're hearing is it's just a different breed of athlete. And we can move on from the subject because I do want to ask you guys about the heel turn for
oh man.
I want to talk about the heel turn for John Cena.
Flip of the century.
I think we're talking around the true issue. And I'll be honest with you, because I agree with you, Andon. I think once you step into the public eye, and I sometimes people don't choose it. You know what I mean? You were about to lose your job.
Can I give you an example of somebody that I don't think wants it, but is there and they have to do it, but then they also bring it upon themselves?
Who?
Is KD.
Come over.
KD?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't think he wants the spotlight, but then he turns around and has burner accounts and says dumb shit and
well, yeah.
Like then he puts himself in the spotlight, but as like the way he comes across as opposed to like at the Olympics, by the way, you didn't read my comment. And at the Olympics, oh, I don't want to be the face. Bro, you said you was the best and you was it when he was at the Olympics having drinks with LeBron and everybody else. And that reporter asked you said you're it. And then that reporter turned to LeBron and what is Unibrow? And they both said, yeah, he it.
Okay.
And now all of a sudden now all these reports about him because my Twitter account was full of Ant and his children today, and then the video I saw of you, oh, he doesn't want to be the face.
Rajiv, do me a favor, try and hit one of the links because you might be able to get up here. I think we can fit one more. And let me ask this question before we move on: does there need to be a face of the NBA? Does the NBA need a face of the league, so to speak? We'll start with you, Timothy.
I'm going to say yes, because just the simple fact is that there really is no likable face of the NBA right now. I'm sorry, I'll say it like this: there's no likable face in the NBA right now that's American. How about that? It's just not a guy that I think the majority of the population rallies around. Like, hey, I'll watch the game because of X, Y, and Z's playing. I just don't think there's currently that with the product right now.
Cool.
I can barely hear him.
Yeah, Tim, I don't know if you're on headphones or something, but your audio is coming off kind of odd. Try and fix that. Coop, does the NBA business model require, in this going forward era that we're going into, does it require that there is a quote-unquote face of the league?
Absolutely, because when Jordan was at his peak, his charisma, he carried the league for how long? I mean, he brought billions of dollars to the league, right? So now, actually, there is nobody that's very charismatic and that can carry the league. And that's one of the problems is like, who are you going to put up there? Anthony Edwards is crazy, a little nutty, right? I mean, he's always cussing people out and I don't know who else. I mean, LeBron's on his way out. I mean, who else can you tell me that could carry the league right now?
Who's the face of the NFL?
NFL?
You can't answer that question. I'll tell you why you can't answer that. Some people would say Patrick Mahomes, but it's not true because he's as hated as he is loved. Maybe last you could have said Tom Brady, but he wasn't as hated as he was loved. The truth of the matter is the face of the NFL is that NFL shield, right? The NFL promotes itself above in all. So why does there have to be a face, quote unquote, of the NBA? And then you wanted to say something.
It's not so much you need a face of the NBA because you need a marriage of sponsors and superstars. Jordan's nothing without Nike. Therefore, the NBA was nothing without Nike and Jordan together.
Good point.
Because they worked in unison for more visibility. If it was just Jordan, the NBA wouldn't have been sustained. Jordan in all the Nike ads, created by White and Kennedy agency, that media buy is what propped everything up as well, just as much as the NBA itself. They were previews. They were teaser trailers for what's coming up this weekend with the Bulls. They got you hyped. We don't have that synergy anymore. And to get to the point about media changing, we don't have collective media anymore. We have our own distinct versions of reality in media.
Okay.
Everything that I see in my feed is different than what you see in your feed. In order for there to be a true superstar or a true face of the league or a true synergy between advertiser and athlete and league, You've got to be able to hit all media points at the same time, so the collective, like the population, sees that message all at once. And we don't have that. It's all fractured.
And I think you're making my point for me, which is, wouldn't the NBA then, Timothy, I'm going to mute you only because I don't know what's going on with your media, but see if you can fix that. I think you're making my point for me, which is, doesn't that mean that the NBA would be better served trying to attack it from an NFL?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. They need multiple faces, but the NBA does a real shit job of controlling their product. Much to Fission's point, and he brings it up all the time. If I ever give Ant accolades, you know, if you know, Ant, what did he do at Ball Arena, Fission?
Threw a chair at a lady.
Threw a chair at an old lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
And flew off the handle. The NBA should have swooped in and been like, $400,000 fine. You do not do that shit on camera anywhere near an NBA. You do not do that. They need to enforce.
He was fined.
He was fined. He was
how much?
But it was also the last game of the season. So what was he gonna? Money?
Well, then they should. Well, then it should have been more than a fine. It should have been.
Yeah, I think he got like a 2-game suspension at the beginning of the season.
2 games,
that was
not
a playoff
enough.
game. That means nothing.
I'm going to give. Go ahead, Fission. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Let Coop answer, and then I want to go back to your point on the face of the league.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask you guys: is the NBA just done? Is their run just done? I mean, sometimes is there some aspects of business, like you see all these companies like Red Lobster and Del Taco just closed. I don't know if you saw that.
Well, Red Lobster is a funny one. I can tell you all about that. But
yeah, Del Taco just closed like 49 stores, and they've been around forever. So sometimes your run is just done. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
I think the financial business model for the NBA is why it will be done. I don't think it will go away as a league, obviously.
Right.
I think it will take that step backward that we saw baseball take. After the steroid era, everybody looked at baseball and said, it'll be around if I want to partake in it, but it'll no longer dominate. And you know who decided it more? Media. I just saw that the TNT is sort of putting their weight behind the NHL. Have you seen they got, they're really promoting that NHL stroll that they got. And I think the NHL is actually going to take a step forward, maybe even occupy that space that basketball had, because it is a more Fishing. You're shaking your head. Go ahead. No,
Never.
Never.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, first, we can't have faces of any leagues anymore.
I agree with that.
And then when you brought up Jordan, the NBA had just gone through, if I believe, didn't they just go through a strike or something? Jordan basically saved the NBA. So
I would disagree. I would say Nike saved Jordan and the NBA.
Okay, well, Nike and Jordan, whatever it was. But back then, you didn't have what you have now. You didn't have salary caps, and you didn't have parity. Okay, so you can't tell me in a world of free agency and a world of guys moving every 2 years that you can have a face of the league, because you can't tell me as a fan what jersey I should buy of the guy that's going to stay on his team. There is no loyalty to the teams anymore. There's only loyalty to the players and themselves and how much money they can make. Therefore, as a fan, you're in a spot where either you follow players or you follow your team.
Right.
Because there is no loyalty. So to have a face of the league, you had Jordan with the Bulls forever. You had Tom Brady with the Patriots forever. You had, the same guy with the same team forever, name it. But now in a sports world where parity, you can't name a starting 5 in college basketball. You can't name who's going to start the next year at quarterback for your college team. To have a face you would be asking for, you would need everybody. That's why the Shields are the face of the league.
I agree with that, because I look at what Dana White understood is what boxing is quickly finding out. After we watched what happened with Tank this last weekend, and now the whole face of boxing has a huge blemish on it, boxing is going to change in a big way. And I think all sports would do best. I think the NHL did it, and we used to penalize the NHL back in the round the horn days. The biggest thing that was said about the NHL is they don't promote their stars. We don't know who their stars are. They don't promote their stars. And while the sport took a step back from a fan interest standpoint, I thought the sport got its business together, and it is a better product than the NBA. I think it's rivaling the NFL in terms of what I like to watch and what interests me. It's all there. It's compelling. It's a fast-playing sport. It's a violent sport. It has all the look and feel of kind of the flow of basketball, the violence of football. Like hockey could occupy a huge. I think hockey could, and again, it's about the NHL. It's about it's about Lord Stanley's Cup. It's about their traditions. You see what I'm saying? And I do think, to Fission's point, I think that this search for that old world model of face of the league only serves lazy reporters who don't know how to tell stories in full. They only know to attach themselves to LeBron or attach themselves to Patrick Mahomes.
Is it like Joker and Steph, like the longest tenured guys on teams after what that dude retired last year?
Well, Oren, let me ask you this, Oren.
Hassan.
Fishing, you guys. The NFL, okay, let's keep it 100. Let's just take away gambling, fantasy football, anything to do with the gambling. How entertaining is the NFL to watch week to week if you can't gamble on it? If you're going to just sit there and watch the Browns and the Titans on a week 12, or let's say the Broncos and the Raiders, how entertaining is it? I don't think it. I think that the NFL is entertaining because you can gamble on it.
That's a good question.
Red zone?
Do you get red zone?
I
red zone than I don't care.
Yeah.
There's a subliminal component to this that I bring up quite often, which is the NFL stays strong because of its evolution in its rule making. They always have new rules every year. The NBA doesn't evolve quite as quickly, and MLB's taking that into account. NHL changes rules as much as the NHL as much as the NFL. But there's one subliminal thing and one commonality between NFL and NHL making it more compelling. You can root for teams, and you don't get to see their faces as much as in the NBA. So there doesn't need to be a face. They have helmets and big jerseys. So you're rooting for colors and teams rather than individual players. And watch that change if I mean that would change a lot if, let's say, the NFL went ahead and said, okay, no more pads, no more helmets. You'd need a face.
Well, or if the NBA just started wearing helmets. Some of these guys are slow enough to, I believe, they need helmets. Timothy Rimsky, I think we fixed your audio. What is your take on that, on Andon's point?
Okay, you guys hear me now? Like that?
Oh, brother, it's killing me. No, I'm so sorry, Timothy Rimsky. I'm so sorry. It's not good. Today's not your day, bro. It's not your day, bro. And I think I might send you down so that we can get somebody else in here. I really appreciate you chiming in and get that audio fixed, brother. And then you're always welcome. All right, I'm gonna send you down, and we're gonna see if somebody else. We're gonna get somebody else in here. So somebody else hit that link. Iggy D, welcome to the party, pal. Grass Valley Greg.
What, the hood showed up and Nick left, huh?
Huh?
I said the hood showed up and Nick left.
Yeah, the hood showed up and Nick bounced. And you know how that's going to go. When people are looking for attention, I appreciate y'all bearing through that. And I really harbor no ill will. I will accept anyone. And I think when guys like that are looking for attention, you'll see what they're really about when the link's out there. And he came up and he went down and he went away. That's
NBA needs to change rules and stop advertising on gimmicks. What's the in-season tournament? I mean, legitimately, what is it?
Honestly, I think that the problem with the NBA really starts with the product on the court. I think that the NBA needs to find how to put the toothpaste back in the tube when it comes to bringing non-professionals up. Bronny comes to mind, not to pick on the kid. I'm just saying, a guy coming up and learning how to play. Would that ever happen in the NHL? Do guys in the NHL come up and learn on the
NBA?
What happens? No, I know. I get that. I'm not saying it
had worse lines.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. Let me rephrase that. Give me another sport where it feels like guys are going through on the major stage, going through on-the-job training.
Yeah, they don't. They get dropped back down to the lower league instantaneously.
Quarterback is the only position allowed in all of professional sports to show you get a ride a little bit at that position. I would say quarterback, but no other.
Well, depending on your draft status too.
If you get drafted to a team that's got a starter, you're going to sit behind the starter, a la Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre, and you're going to learn, you're going to watch, and then at a certain point in time, it'll be your job, just like it was for Jordan Love after him. Or the Broncos tried it a couple of times and failed after John Elway. But yeah, for the most part, you're right, Fishing. Quarterback is the only position in the NFL level where it's on-the-job training. Everybody else, somebody's in front of you, at least to occupy that position that you would become, and you might be on special teams or whatnot, whatever. And it's like the NBA adopted this model of, we're going to watch this guy become a pro, maybe in front of all of our eyes, which has happened how many times?
But this is why the NHL is going to eventually eclipse the NBA, because when players don't perform, they go back down to developmental until you're
People don't
ready.
want to take the time to understand hockey. That's why it'll never pass NBA.
Okay, let me ask. Let's camp out there for a second before we move on. You don't think that the thing on the ice, because I used to be the same way fishing, and I'll be honest with you, the fights help. Before I used to be like, what other sport are they allowed to fight? The fights help. You don't think that if it were marketed a little differently, the NHL couldn't grab the NBA's market share in terms of
just like the NBA, the game changes in the playoffs. Those fights go away. You don't see dumb penalties. You don't see the game itself. If you want just pure sports play, there is nothing better sports-wise than playoff hockey. If you know,
I don't disagree with that at all. I don't disagree with that.
It's fast-paced, is a different game.
Yeah,
and I would even take baseball a second, just because I know if you know what's going on when you're watching baseball, there is no downtime. When you're watching football, there is literally 1/4 of, on average, of gameplay. Like literally 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay watching football. The rest is ads and watching them huddle up and sub in and out and take timeouts. A 3.5-hour game is on average for football. Meanwhile, people will watch it all day long and they only get 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay.
Coop, what did you say?
I said hockey's too expensive, and it cuts out a majority of people that can actually afford to play. So like you might have an Hispanic kid or Afro-American kid that might like electrify the sport, but it's just they can't afford to travel and do all.
I don't disagree with that, but I want to hone in on fringe fan interest. Like fringe fans gravitated to boxing. They didn't even care about boxing. They just liked Tank Davis. Is there a thing that I thought that what do they call the 4-team thing that NHL made their
4 nations?
The 4 nation. I thought that was a galvanizing moment. I thought everybody, because you know what they ended up doing? They ended up tapping into our patriotism, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think that was serendipitous. It was serendipitous, and it wasn't indicative of how it would have been, let's say, if we were in the middle of an election season with no election cycle. If this was like a year from now and nothing weird happened, there wouldn't be as much patriotism.
No, I don't. I think that I disagree with that, and I think
they were straight up lucky that Trump pointed the finger to Canada and said, "We'll make you the 51st state." Like, come on, that played a huge factor in the. Didn't they do the 4 nations last year?
No, this was the first year.
This was the first year. This was the first.
They at least talked about it last year.
Also, when you do like a nations thing, I don't know if you go back to like what was it, like 2007 women's soccer. The whole nation was captivated. Oh, soccer's on the rise. We're going to play soccer every day. And then, like, as soon as football season started, we forgot about it.
We forgot it. Well, and I think I will say, I think that as a watch, soccer's just a hard hustle. You know what I mean? I think that the thing that they buy into over, you know, in whatever overseas in England, what Man U and all that other shit, is that that's woven into their culture. Right. Yeah. And so it's just a different buy-in. I think for us, the sport moves way too slow. There's way too little action in order to get me to sit down and care about that 90-minute thing. I'm sorry. I can't get in World Cup. And what do they or what grabs you in World Cup? It's patriotism. All right, you guys. I want to get to John Cena, because the one thing that I remember most about is Hulk Hogan's heel turn. You know what I mean? Which just killed me. You know what I mean? I grew up like a Hulkamaniac, and it just murdered me. So it's like, coming now. Exactly. No one saw this from John. Like, what the hell? And I didn't see it live. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see it live. But what the
my pants? I was like, what the hell did I just watch? Like, this guy was making wishes.
It was like, and it captured. I think wrestling might be on its way back with a move like that. I think wrestling might be on. I mean, Lord knows we'll buy into anything.
It's been on its way back for the last year because Vince McMahon is gone. It's run by Triple H and Stephanie McMahon now, and now Rock owns TKO Productions, which is also mixed in. So basically, it's TKO, UFC, and WWE are all owned, all partnership, all everything's all together now. So that's why you're seeing different brands of wrestling come over. I don't know if you've noticed tonight, the Hardy Boys from TNA are on NXT tonight. I mean,
I did not notice. I will need you to keep me up to speed on that because
so it's a lot of ever since Vince left. It's been the last year. We have longer storylines now, more exciting, stuff of people coming back. Alexa Bliss was Triple H reported Alexa Bliss was not coming back and said that she wasn't coming back due to contracts and everything like that. Royal Rumble came back. He came out afterwards and said, "I told everybody that."
There's renewed interest in all things wrestling.
Absolutely.
When people like John Cena and even Dave Bautista and Dwayne The Rock, they go to Hollywood
and come back.
And then come back. Like, are you kidding me? It brings whole new fans in. I just can't get enough of my favorite dude.
Wrestling is
saw him in the movies. It's
Wrestling
a
is
no-brainer.
culture setting. Did you ever see this in the college arenas? That was started by a wrestler named Daniel Bryan, the Yes Movement, and that was started by a wrestler.
And what about
it in like KU and all them big arenas? And yes, all started by wrestling, dude.
Even go back to woo.
Right. Ric
I
Flair.
mean, where'd that start? Right?
Ric Flair.
It's iconic.
So let me ask you guys this, because I think this is a good place for us to get to a point where we can wrap up. Because you guys bristle at, or at least Fish and you do, you bristle at me saying, sports are fixed. Have we reached the moment when we're so inundated with content that a thing like wrestling, I think it's perfectly suited for the time that we're living, to be quite honest with you, because they do away with the facade and they just give you the show, and it's a grand show. That's why I thought that the John Cena thing was impressive, because I was like, damn, for him to, I figured that his wrestling days were done.
This is his last year.
This is his last year. So it's like for him to take that and leave that is the taste in everyone's mouth. Is like, that's some Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, because if you think about the subline to the story title was, if you really watch the match, he needed help to win from Seth Rollins, right? So then here's this persona. I'm John Cena. This is my 23rd year. I lost at the Royal Rumble, and I couldn't believe that I lost. So now for me to get to that, to be the greatest of all time, I'm going to sell out. I'm going to sell out, grab the Rock, and I'm going to go to the top and make everybody come and chase me my final year by using the corporate way, the corporate ladder. Like, it was so well good. It was so good. It was so bad.
Like, love it or hate it, we used to clown wrestling. You know what I mean? There was a point in time when everybody, I was a huge wrestling fan as a kid. One of my first, I went and seen the Heenan family at Denver Center for Performing Arts, like back then. I'm talking about Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, the Heenan family. Like, I was in, and it's like, and then you grew out of it. You know what I mean? There was a point in time when it's like Santa, and Christian says, no, you don't. And then we clowned it. And I'm just thinking about like everything that we've sat here and talked about. Coop, I want all you guys' final thoughts. Everything we've sat in here and talked about today is kind of like, I think wrestling somehow came around and became one of the most authentic thing in sports because they never tried to hide the ball. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Is that land? They never tried to hide the ball. There's no problem with their promotion, and they've been doing the same thing since I was a kid. Oh, what the? Are those signed Bret the Hitman Hart? That's crazy. Bro.
No way.
Rey Mysterio, Bret Hart.
Whoa, that Bret Hart's got to be worth it. Rest in peace, right?
Just a little bit.
Damn.
I'll give you. I'm going to back that up as my final thought before I forget. The authenticity in wrestling is that people are finally starting to realize this is a dramatic storyline based entertainment business where these people do their own fucking stunts.
Yes, sir.
Like, they put their body on the line right there for you.
Dude, I'll tell you this. One time I was in middle school. This is a true story. One time I was in middle school, and my friend, this kid that I used to hang out with, sitting there giving me shit, telling me wrestling was fake. And I was a wrestler, like regular collegiate wrestling. So I pushed him on the ground, and I put his ass in the sharpshooter. He started screaming, crying in the middle of fucking class. Dude. Teacher had to come over and take me off of him. I got up and I said, "Is it fake now, motherfucker?"
I had a friend who put a guy in a figure 4 leg lock, and he would not let up. It was like he literally, we're like, Daryl, man, you gotta let him up. He had him in a figure 4 leg lock in the front yard, and I was dying, and at the same time, Derek, our other buddy, was crying while he. Coop, give me your favorite.
Avs just went up 3-1.
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Good on the app.
The Avalanche did everything. They changed the goalie twice. They went scorched earth to make this happen. Unfortunately, the Nuggets, they just stand pat, and they're going to probably be out of it. Fishing, I know you think different.
We'll get on the Nuggets tomorrow, but
okay, yeah, I'm jumping.
No. I whatever parting shots you want to give, man. You got your own microphone. I'm not here to. I'm not your puppet.
No. Okay, before I wanted to ask Fishing, do you think the pro sports are fixed? Like the NFL?
Come on, let's get into it. We got 5 minutes. Little round.
Fixed.
No, absolutely not.
I used to go to Vegas in my gambling days, and I go up to the window and I never forget this. I tipped the teller a couple bucks, and after I made my bet, I'd ask them, how does this look specifically? And they would look at their screen and they would tell me, you're good or you're not. But they wouldn't like overboard, but they kind of give me a sign. And I knew right then, I said, something's up with this. Because
how they wanted you to keep coming back.
No. They know the outcomes.
You got sucker.
They know the outcomes.
Give you a little
That's
taste
what
of a win.
my gambling app does. Here's a 50% booster on your same game parlay.
If it's not fixed, why do they have like DraftKings all throughout the stadium? Like, come on, man. They're like putting it right in your face.
Yeah, because it's the fastest way to make money.
What?
I can literally turn $5 into $500 and sit down and watch a football game and not do shit. Like
well, let me tell you this. You do agree though that you do agree that you are the product in that proposition, right? Between your data, especially now, between your data and the fact that you're never going to beat the house more than the house wins. You do realize you are the product, right?
Oh, yeah,
30 seconds left.
Okay. And so then with that being said, explain real quick, if you would, Fishing, when things have come to light, the Tim Donaghy's and things of that nature, how do you square that in saying that the sports aren't fixed? Square that for me.
Exceptions aren't the rules. And like I've asked you before.
Okay, hold on. Wait. I'm going to interrupt you. You say exceptions aren't the rules. When Sammy Sosa got caught for a cork bat, do you think that was the only time he dragged a cork bat up to the plate?
No, it wasn't, obviously.
Okay.
Not the only time,
I couldn't
but
tell
one of
you.
the times he got
Speak
caught.
English.
I think that's my point. I think my point is that to say they're not fixed, I just like how I have a bigger appreciation for wrestling. I have a bigger appreciation for wrestling because
everything's an illusion.
So when you're saying fixed, are you saying cheating? Or are you saying there's a predetermined winner?
I would say guided outcomes.
Yep.
You know, Patrick Ewing going to the Knicks. You know, scripted outcomes, which means that it's fixed. And I agree with you. I think both things can exist in the same space. I think the best lies have a little bit of the truth in them, right?
So how come nobody's ever gotten rich, since this is all money? How come nobody's ever gotten rich to tell all?
Because the mafia will murder you.
Come on. Not anybody on their dying bed, like Joe DiMaggio didn't, like on his dying bed and have an ALS, just all of a sudden remember, I remember that script.
Hold on.
No. The players don't know. It's the players are just a pawn in the game.
Okay, so
it's the refs.
That means
the refs and the coaches.
Yeah.
I think the coaches know.
I think the coaches know too. I think the coaches and the refs can definitely. Okay, prime example. Hold on. Hold on. Then, Efficient, I want you to adequately explain Pete Carroll throwing the ball with Marshawn Lynch in the backfield. I want you to adequately, if you put your head in your hands, but I want you to adequately explain, and don't tell me shit happens, explain Pete Carroll's decision in that Super Bowl.
It was a bad play. Okay, explain this. Okay, Super Bowl, New Orleans, and Indy.
Okay.
Coming out of halftime, Sean Payton decides to kick an onside kick. If they don't get the ball, is that because it was scripted? I mean, we can do this all day long.
No,
I mean, was New Orleans supposed to win? Or so you're telling me that non-pass interference call in the New Orleans and Minnesota game was on purpose? That's what you're trying to tell me. If you're
what I'm trying to tell you is, depending upon which way the money's going, I think that you are a smart guy, and I think that you have more belief in the system than you should.
Okay, so why was all the money on Kansas City and Philly went out and spanked that ass?
All the money was on Kansas. Well, who won?
I don't know if all the money was on Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas City was a 1.5 favorite in the Super Bowl.
I cannot. Is that all the money?
Kansas City was the favorite, or 3.5. Sorry, Kansas City was 3.5 point favorite in the Super Bowl. So if you're telling me if the money is the reason why, why Kansas City got obliterated,
because somebody shorted the stock. Somebody shorted the stock, and that means that if all the money was on Kansas City, that means that okay,
there was more money to be made if Philly won.
Exactly.
No, more money to be lost by the books if Philly won.
No, more money to be made
by the books if Philly won.
No, there's more money to be made if Kansas City won because the book keeps all the money that people bet on.
So you don't believe that anyone, let's say, in the Kansas City or NFL would bet against Kansas City?
Thousands and thousands of players across the world playing all sports. You're talking soccer across the world, the biggest sport in the world. You know what number 2 is? Judo. I played it. I can tell you right now, it was never fucking scripted. You're telling me right now
this
that
isn't about
all sports, collegiate.
The way the money works at the NFL level, pro sports level.
You're telling me college basketball is now scripted.
This is also different from Warren's point, because I'm going to explain something. Listen right here.
Yes.
The money
if you go down the YouTube rabbit hole, I'm not saying I said that, but there's some dudes that think that the goalposts have magnets in them. So when sometimes you see those balls kicked, they go, hey,
I love it. I love it. That's right up my alley.
I see some of these balls going straight, automatically just veer left out of nowhere.
Like they'll turn on an electromagnet.
Dong.
He's got angels with him.
Listen, here's the deal. If there's a because betting, and I brought this up a while ago, because the betting proliferation is
stuff that goes on, especially those referees.
It is weird, but you know why it's weird? It's because if everybody was winning money, would you have a problem with it?
Everybody is winning money.
What do you mean?
They're fucking not.
Every time.
It just came out that Vegas just grossed last year more than it's ever grossed. The books in Vegas
more
than it ever
when I say everybody, that's who I'm
they play
talking
psychological.
That's who he's talking about. Those are the everybody that are winning. That's why I think you're the product.
Listen, there was
more, and I'm saying if the people were winning,
there's no people. Gambling doesn't exist for the people. You're proving my point. They do it to make the most money.
It makes no sense. Okay, all I'm going to say is if you're going to throw something like that out there, then you have to come off of proof and not just one season where a referee did this or one time a guy took steroids.
It doesn't matter how much
evidential proof of everything. You want to talk about Kansas City, the most penalized team in the NFL since Mahomes came, and everybody bitches about their penalties.
Okay, I'll give you one. Explain to me the injury report in most sports. Why does the injury report exist in most sports?
I don't know. I can gamble on hockey. Why does the injury report there tell me lower body injury?
Well, I can tell you this: hockey didn't have they were actually playing. I think hockey was actually playing with integrity. I think that's also one of the reasons why hockey didn't get the corporate.
But I can gamble on hockey though.
Well, but hockey's harder to estimate odds. Because of self goals, because of lucky shots and puck luck. The odds makers do not like hockey.
So a football doesn't bounce differently than a puck, huh?
No, because to your point, you made the hold on 1 second.
Because coaches and refs have more control.
Exactly, and
this sounds like it sounds like a bunch of dudes that are bitching because their team lost.
No,
I don't gamble.
Why
I don't gamble, and I don't
the last 10 years.
No.
Fishing, I don't gamble, and I don't care if the Broncos
and I don't care if I don't have a team. I don't have a team. And hold on, just to wrap this, I'm just saying, Fishing. I think that you're an altruistic person, and I fuck with that. And I think that you underestimate two things. Because I think two things can exist within the same space. there can be altruism in competition, because you're explaining how judo and things that you participated in, those weren't fixed. That there's no problem. I have no problem there. And I think
just the refs.
I think that you explained how much football is not being played within football. To me, that's more than enough space to fix a game in many ways. Whether it's
the average play is only 6 seconds long.
Yeah, but it's the play that's called fishing. It's not the it's the play that's called, or the non-call from the official, or the call from the official. You don't have to. The player doesn't have to be involved at all, especially in football. The player doesn't have to. Yes, Andon, I see. Go ahead.
The manipulation fishing isn't as direct as what you're thinking about. Nobody picks up the phone and, hey Joe, Kansas City got to win today, right?
Well, that's what you're saying is happening.
Donald Trump is waiting for this.
You're
Kansas
literally
City's
telling me
win.
that's what's happening.
That's
what you guys are saying
we're
is happening. You guys are literally saying that's what's happening because it's based on the money. The money switches all the way up until kickoff. And actually, now you can bet during the game. So you can't tell me to follow the money and then go, oh, no, that's not what they're doing. That's what you're saying they're doing.
It's more subliminal than that.
Oh, someone just made $5 million bet on this team. We better switch the outcome. That's what you're telling me.
No, it's about small manipulations all the way through. Like when you hear that a team from the PR representatives of the NFL, you hear them put news stories out that say Kansas City's on the verge. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to do these things. All influence players.
So the NFL, according to you, wanted Kansas City to suck from the time of Super Bowl II till they got Mahomes.
No, the NFL.
No, that's what you're saying. No, you can't say it's a yes or no question. That's what you're saying.
Hold on.
More people to put more money on Kansas City to make that money to keep it.
You can't keep changing the goalposts.
Fishing's worldview is falling apart. Listen.
Fishing. Have you heard of the Super Bowl logo conspiracy theory?
Oh my God! I don't have enough tinfoil for all these hats.
Okay.
I gotta hear this one.
I gotta hear this.
That's a crazy one.
You guys sound like the gamblers that lost.
I don't gamble. I'm just telling you, I don't gamble. Real quick.
I'm sorry, really quick. The lights just mysteriously go out in that Baltimore, San Francisco.
Yes, because you never had power go out.
No, you know what? You know what happened in that? You know the story. You know what the story is behind that? Baltimore is that your boy was going to miss a game because Kevin Costner was sleeping with his wife. Look into it.
No. The Ravens in the Frisco.
Oh, you're talking about, okay, my bad.
And then all of a sudden the Ravens came back and won. Like, it just, come on, man.
I thought you were talking about the Orioles. Okay, listen.
That's a good one too.
We could argue about this all night, and we're going to be back on tomorrow night. And by the way,
Iggy D's on stage.
Iggy D is on stage because Iggy D said the most corrupt sport is soccer. One goal changes the game. Fishing. I love you, man. I got respect for you, brother. And you're very altruistic.
From to hear it from you, for somebody that's known professional athletes and known the amount of work that these guys put in, like them or not, LeBron James has put in twice as much work of any other player ever. He just crossed 50,000 points, by the way. I don't know if you said anything about that tonight, but like what you're telling me that you're diminishing what they do by saying it's scripted.
No, because what I'm saying is that fishing, the two things can exist within the same space. LeBron James can be as dedicated to the sport and integrity as he wants to, and Kendall Gill can still be a guy who's admitted to point shaving. Those things matter to gamblers because the outcome of the game, even when it comes to point shaving, and that
doesn't mean the game's scripted. Because
I gotta agree with Fishing on this.
If the points are being shaved, how is it not scripted?
Think of like it's manipulated.
Okay,
yeah, if you're telling me the game's entirely manipulated, then why are all these guys world class training their bodies for what?
It's not the athletes doing it.
Not the athletes.
They're taking tackles for nothing.
It's not the athletes though. Coaches. How many times?
So they're out there.
Has Daniel Miller been in here?
Listen. I'm going to bid all of you upon farewell because we could do this all night. We could do this all night, and I love you guys, and we could do it again tomorrow night. So what we're gonna do is, I want some parting comments from each of you before I let you go down, and then I'll end the show properly. We'll begin with Fishing. What is your no, Fishing? You'll go last. We're gonna say
I'll go first. I got Alexa Bliss is my favorite.
Okay, okay, that's okay. All right. Fishing, I love you dearly. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna send you down. Say bye. Everybody say bye, Fishing.
Take it easy, Fishing.
Later, brother. Okay. Not banned from the studio. I don't want to ban him from the studio. Okay. And in your next, Coop, you're gonna finish this out. And then give me your parting shot.
I think the biggest topic is, why is the NBA losing steam?
Yeah.
And I think the solution is much like we've said before. The contract situation is abysmal. They let amateurs play the game.
Yep.
But they haven't updated any rules to make it more exciting. Even Major League Baseball shortened, you got a pitching clock, you got all kinds of things to speed the game up and make it more exciting, because they know they have to evolve. And this gets back to this comes full circle, all the way back to Around the Horn. Why is Around the Horn going away? Because shit changes.
Yeah.
And we have to evolve. And the NBA has to evolve too. They got to see the writing on the wall. Yeah.
I fear that the sport that I love, maybe not the most, but I do love basketball. I fear that it is going to go the way of the dinosaur in interest. I can't see. Look, right now, LA is up on Phoenix 91-69. It's a bad product. And
when did they instate the 3-point area again?
I want to say 3-point shot was pre-70s. No.
Okay, so we haven't had a significant change in the NBA in almost 60 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. So tell the people good night, Andon.
Good night.
Good night, Andon.
Good night.
All right, we'll send Andon down. Coop, you have the final word before I take us out. Oops. Coop, you have the final word before I take us out.
All right, brother. This is going to be kind of controversial. I've been doing a lot of studying. I think Travis Hunter is a gimmick, and I think Shadur Sanders can't read defenses, can't process information, and makes bad decisions on and off the field.
I was not expecting Travis Hunter. I could the Shadur Sanders one I can accept. Travis as a gimmick, brother?
He's a little I think he's a college gimmicky.
Okay. I'm gonna have to stew with that one. Say goodnight to me.
Sit on that one. Hey, I gotta give you my email address too, O.
Do me a favor, and
I'll wait till after.
Okay, wait till after. Yeah, I'm gonna send you down. All right. So listen, I want to thank Iggy D.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice.
I want to thank Grass Valley Greg.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice
Charlie Beagle.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang.
Conga Hydra.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Dante.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Of course, Timothy Rimothy.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
And in G.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
Fishing for cards.
The whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
And Coop GT.
The whole hood who came out here. I love y'all.
Every day in my hood, I bang. I'm a nice worker.
And you know what? Nick Linden. You get what? You get that? Give you my theme music. You're not part of the hood, brother. Listen here, man. You know why I do this. It's so much fun to me. But more importantly, I think I have a great responsibility, and I take it seriously. My responsibility is to be true to myself and try and add something to the discourse, sports-wise. I'm not the most knowledgeable sports fan, but I'm passionate about what I'm passionate about. Culture-wise, I do believe that it's something that we can bring to the world besides our sports interests, because what I find is that people who watch people who watch sports and take it seriously have the mindset that I'm looking for, and we need to apply that mindset to other exploits. And I definitely am here to shake shit up when it comes to our political discourse, because I believe that if we don't do that, I think it was Ben Franklin who was asked, you know, what do we have after they had crafted the Constitution? And he said, a republic if we can keep it. I'm serious when I say, you know, I don't care what side of the aisle that you ride on. I really don't. I think it's important that you involve yourself in the conversation, but I think you should involve yourself on the conversation on a more than surface level, where it's just name calling and acrimony, looking at the other side and seeing its flaws, as opposed to looking at the system and saying, whether I agree with that person across the street from me or not, they need food, water, shelter, just like I do. And it's y'all's job. It's power's job. It's empire's job to make sure that we have it. One of my favorite movies is God damn it, William Wallace. Why am I yapping? And he says in his Braveheart, he says in one of his statements, he says, you think that the people of this country, you think that the people of this country exist to provide you with wealth. I say that your wealth exists to provide those people with freedom, and I go to see that they have it. I'm telling you this right now. Y'all ain't never met one like me before. You don't even know really why I'm here, but you're gonna learn. Oh, you're gonna learn. I am very appreciative. More than anything, I am very appreciative for the people who come in here, and whether you agree with me or disagree with me, you engage, and you engage for real. Because that's all. I'm not a baby. I'm a grown-ass man, dog. I don't need a pat on the back. What I need is, I want to challenge, and I think we should all challenge one another in those spaces where it might get a little squirrely for you, but if you just hang in there, if you just hang in for a little bit, you're going to walk away equipped with something that will serve you somewhere later on down the road. Because what we have to learn how to do is look at people who we disagree with, whether it's about sports, whether it's about religion, whether it's about politics. We need to be able to look at people that we disagree with. It's not the people that you agree with that matter. It's the ones you disagree with that matter the most. Because how do you handle that person? Because that is the strength of our union. So I don't know what Donald Trump said the state of our union is. And I don't give a shit. Not because I'm a supporter of the other side, but because I care about what the state of our union is. We're doing all right. It's not where I want it yet, but we're doing all right. And with that, I will leave y'all tonight, and we'll get back at it tomorrow. For all the hood, you know how I feel about y'all. Ain't nothing stronger than a motherfucking chatter. Tomorrow, y'all.
And now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
Jesus Christ, we can't have.